Yeah, the tornado warning, I'm reading it right now on here, was issued as radar indicated southwestern Chester County. You want to go to the lowest levels of your home if you're in lower parts of Chester County, just south of West Camden Township, right along Route 30 there, down all the way along Route 1 on that far corner there, just to the west of Oxford. That is in lower parts of Chester County as well. It is radar indicated in the location right over Glen Roy, or 14 miles northwest of Elkton, moving northeast at about 35 miles an hour. This warning until 4:45 here. Again, it is radar indicated that there is some rotation. As we take a look at the velocity here, the velocity, again, the inbound, outbound, when you take a look at the radar and the winds, this is where you get that gate-to-gate shear. Whenever you have some bright green, the brighter the green and the brighter the red, the stronger the wind. So the red is winds moving away from the radar, winds moving towards the radar in the green. This bright red line, that is your tornado warning. So Upper Oxford Township, Route 10, East Nottingham Township, 272. This is where that tornado could be right now, that little notch here right over the Maryland border near 272, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. So anywhere in this region, you want to get to the lowest level of your house, apartment complex, interior room, away from any sort of windows here as that moves to the north and east. Now we look at the reflectivity. This is the radar. Now, there's a lot going on here. You've got the green, the lighter rain. You've got the orange and the red, yellow. That is the moderate to heavy rainfall. Not seeing a lot of lightning right now, but that doesn't matter in this sort of setup. The setup we have here is that there is a lot of spin in the atmosphere, and you do not need thunder or lightning to produce a tornado in the environment that we're in right now. The gray, that is some hail, and typically whenever you have a tornado warning or a possible tornado, the hail tends to be displaced north and west of where the rotation or possible tornado is. And that's what we're seeing, because this is the zone where we have that tornado warning from Route 30, just south of West Camden Township or Camden Township, down to West Farrowfield, down to East Nottingham. We're starting to pick up some lightning strikes on here. On the radar, we're not seeing as much of a notch, or what you'd see, that little hook on the radar where you get that dry air to puncture in around the storm. But nonetheless, the tornado warning right now, and you can see that clear indication. If we can zoom in really close down into here, try to get to street level, lower Hopewell, West Nottingham, there's Glenroy. Again, this tornado warning was issued at 4:13. It's until 4:45, and at 4:13, which was about 4 or 5 minutes ago, it was over Glenroy. Now you can see it is very close to East Nottingham, Baltimore Pike, Lincoln Street. This is where we're going to take shelter. Very busy Route 1 here as we're getting towards, the tail end or the beginning of the evening rush hour. If you know anyone in the city that heads down Route 1 into Chester County, call them up, tell them to avoid Route 1 as you bump into lower parts of Chester County. I want folks near Lincoln Street to take shelter right now as well. Baltimore Pike, a busy roadway. East Nottingham, Lower Oxford Township, where we do have very good indication of gate-to-gate shear here, where you get that rotation of that inbound velocity, strong winds moving towards the radar, and also the outbound velocity in the red. Not sure, Chris, if we can put on any sort of indication of how strong these velocities are. I know sometimes you can get an indication of how strong those winds are. Not sure on this product if that is indeed the case, where you can put a query on here to see exactly how strong these winds are. But again, the actual momentum of that is moving to the northeast. Again, that tornado warning until 4:45 here, with, again, Glenroy now kind of west of where that center could be as it heads along Baltimore Pike and Route 1, heading to the north and east pretty quickly. We'll go back to the radar and take a look here at this particular cell. This is the leading edge of the severe weather. There's been, I think, about 4 or 5 tornado warnings in Maryland today. There has already been one confirmed tornado on the ground in Maryland. That was around 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon. So again, we're starting to get into the height of the severe part of this. Again, we're dealing with all of that flooding that is ongoing through most of southeastern Pennsylvania, but this tornado warning in lower parts of Chester County is the first tornado warning for us. And in fact, little fact for this now marks the 36th tornado warning issued for our region this year, tying for the most tornado warnings in one season. So if we get one more tornado warning out of this, this will be the most active season on record of issued tornado warnings by our Weather Service office in Mount Holly. Again, watching this as it goes, I'm going to take this part of the chat out. I just want to see if there's any updates on here. Don't see any right now yet. But again, that tornado warning until 4:45, lower parts of Route 1. So as you head, there's the border of Delaware County. So if you know anyone who leaves Delaware County heading into Chester County, tell them to avoid that route. And again, lowest level of your room is the best place to be under that particular tornado warning. We'll take a look again at that velocity to see how it's etched or moved, or if there's any sort of difference in the colors here of the bright greens and the reds, and there isn't. So again, we continue to see that very good gate-to-gate shear, outbound away. Green is inbound as well, again, as it lifts to the north and east. If we could take a look at the hail, Chris, maybe we could see if there's any sort of hail or shear track with this, other elements of the radar that we can watch here. I know the gray indicates some hail, but I think we also have a saved, yes, there we go. We have a hail track. I don't see any hail out of the hail track out of this at this moment in time. But again, these tracks are really good because it can show where it is coming, the direction it is going, and then you can kind of heed those areas and townships ahead of it of where it's coming. Rainfall on top of it estimates Chester County right now is taking it on the chin with, again, that tornado warning, but also areas have seen over 4 inches of rain with ongoing flooding just in the last couple of hours as well here, and right on the border of Newcastle County in Delaware. So we're dealing with blinding rain, and if we do see these quick spin-up tornadoes to come through, they're going to be rain-wrapped. What's that mean? Basically, you're not going to see the tornado because the rain is coming down so hard and so fast that it is actually a meteorological term calling them rain-wrapped tornadoes. So a very dangerous situation to deal with. The heavy rain, the flooding, and then the possibility of flying debris if the tornado is actually on the ground. And rainfall rates in that area where we're dealing with that tornado warning between as much as almost 2.6 inches of rain per hour squeezing out the atmosphere. So again, to bring you up to speed here, at 4:13 this afternoon, there was a tornado warning issued for the lower part of Chester County. That area is until 4:45 as it moves to the north and east at about 35 miles an hour. And if we take a look at the radar, many times you as a viewer don't need the meteorological education to know, okay, I think there may be something going on there where you see that little hook coming through. But as you can see here, everything is so congealed and the system is so complex that it's very hard when you're looking at reflectivity. That is the bright colors of the oranges and the reds and on the radar of how heavy the rainfall is. You have to use the storm relative velocity mode, which basically takes away the rain intensity. It takes away the wind of how fast the storm is moving and just dissects and looks into a storm and the winds within the storm. Now, Chris, I want you to go in a little bit closer here. I'm seeing this little extra notch that you can see right there near that lower Oxford. You're seeing kind of that little hook down there. Again, you're getting more outbound and you're getting more of those inbound kind of trying to circulate around one another here. And this is the lower part of that tornado warning, and that's right on Route 1 in Lower Oxford Township there. So we continue to want folks, if you live near Route 41, even near Coatesville, you want to take shelter right now because this is moving fairly quickly to the north and east at 35 miles an hour. Cecily, I see a paper in your hand. Do you have any new?
I do have an update now. National Weather Service says the possible tornado is over Homeville.
Okay.
And moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So it's radar indicated.
Yep.
And so what this means is that we don't have any anyone that's seen it. Again, it's raining too heavily, but the radar is indicated that a storm possible of producing a tornado is over western Chester County near Homeville. It's moving northeast very quickly at about 35 miles per hour. So what I want to do, why don't we go ahead and show the polygon for the tornado warning. Unfortunately, this summer we have a lot of practice with tornado warnings. We've had so many now. This is the 36th this year. So if you live in that polygon, you need to seek shelter immediately. You have to go into your safe place. What you want to do, you want to get in a basement if you have a basement. If you don't have a basement, get into the lowest level of your home and get into an interior room, a closet or a bathroom without windows. You want to put as many layers between you and the outdoors as possible. And this likely, unfortunately, is just the first of many tornadoes we'll be dealing with tonight, because the center of that low pressure is moving right over our area. And when that happens, you get a little bit of a twisting in the atmosphere, and that can spawn some tornadoes. This shows you a wider view of Storm Tracker 6 Live, and we're just beginning to get the severe weather element of this. We've been getting the flooding rains all afternoon in Berks County, Lehigh County, the Poconos, but now we're starting to see these bands of severe weather working out of Maryland, working out of the D.C. area, where they've had several tornadoes, including a confirmed tornado on the ground near Annapolis, and that whole band is moving our way. So Chris, why don't we go ahead and zoom in on this, and I do want to show you the relative velocity. That shows you the wind direction. Whenever you have storms like this, we have a lot of lightning. You can see with that gray, we have the hail. You want to seek shelter immediately. Even if you don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings, we've learned, unfortunately, this year also, lightning can be deadly, so you need to get inside right away. So this shows you the velocity. This shows the wind direction. The green is heading towards the radar site. The red is heading away, and it looks like we've got pretty good gate-to-gate shear right now, crossing 896, moving really quickly, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So that's why the polygon is so broad. You don't want the cell to be right on top of you before you seek shelter. You want to seek shelter right away if you live in western Chester County. So Edentown, Green Lawn, Doe Run, East Fallowfield, and Callan, all in the path of the storm system as it continues to race up to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. So if you live in those communities, if you have friends who do, a good idea, maybe give them a call, tell them to seek shelter right away. And also, please do not try to travel right now. Not only are we dealing with the potential tornado, we also have a lot of flooding. We've already had reports of some water rescues near Pottstown, Montgomery County. So if you can stay off the roads, it's really a good idea to do so. That, you can see that red polygon, that is the tornado warning. So hopefully you know where you live. If you live in this area, again, get into the basement, the lowest level of your home. Please seek shelter right away. You do not want to be outside during this. You don't want to be anywhere near the windows. This can bring down a lot of trees and branches. Edenton, Highland, East Fallowfield, Callan, and West Brandywine, all in the path of the storm system. It looks like the center of the circulation right now is over Edenton, so it's north of 896. It's right over Route 10, and if this stays together, it'll be crossing Route 82. That tornado warning is in effect until 4:45, about the next 15 minutes, but we're just starting to see the severe elements of this storm, and I do think that it's going to be very busy. The tornado watch is in effect for our entire area until 10 o'clock tonight, so I think this is going to be a very, very busy night as we start to see the remnant low moving very closer to our area. So this shows you Storm Tracker 6. We're going to slow it down a little bit. So this is the past 30 minutes. So we've got the torrential rain right now over West Fallowfield, Edenton, heading towards Parksburg, and also quite a bit of hail reported with this and lightning strikes as well. And now that that low pressure is getting closer to us, we're getting to see a little bit of a twisting in the atmosphere, which is pretty typical when you have low pressure that used to be a very powerful tornado. So typically south and east of the center, that's where we're seeing the most shear, the biggest potential for that tornado. And this shows now the watches and warnings. So this is the tornado warning. Now, right here, that's a tornado warning. So that's where you need to seek shelter. Where you also see the red, I know this is really busy, but we also have the flash flood warnings in effect. So we're seeing kind of a double whammy with the system. We're getting the real heavy rain with the flash flooding, and then we're also getting the tornado warning. So this takes away the flash flooding. We know that's going on. The tornado warning, this is in effect until 4:45, and looks like this does include Coatesville as well. So it runs from Route 1 up to Route 30. So this is a fairly populated area. So any of these towns, Highland also in that, please seek shelter right away. This particular cell, again, it's radar indicated. So what's going on with the radar? You can see a little bit of a twisting in the atmosphere. We don't know if it's a confirmed touchdown, but sometimes when you get the rotation higher in the atmosphere, it can touch down and it can cause a tornado. So please take this seriously. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect just west of this. So this is going to be a very busy night. Let's go ahead and show you Storm Tracker 6. Maybe we can track that storm. So here we go. It's busy right now. So Philadelphia, we've got the heavy rain. We have thunder and lightning and heavy rain across Bucks, Montgomery County. Quite a bit of flash flooding going on. Again, water rescues near Pottstown. And this is the cell that's prompted that tornado warning. It's moving into Chester County right now. It moved out of the Maryland area where there were multiple tornado warnings a little bit earlier this afternoon. And it's pushing to the northeast pretty quickly at about 35 miles per hour. So I do think this severe weather will be rocking through Chester County, and it does extend closer to the Newcastle County area as well. So if you live in Wilmington, you're getting hit with some very heavy rain. I think that we could be looking at some severe weather there. Rainfall rates show you that this is part of the reason why it's a good idea to stay off the roads, not only where we have that tornado warning, but where we're seeing any of the storms. That rainfall rate anywhere from about 1.5 inches an hour to 2 inches per hour. So it's hard to drive in storms like this. So this system, we've got the flash flooding potential. We have the tornado potential that's being verified right now. And then looking more through tomorrow and even into Friday, then we have the widespread flooding, likely the bigger waterways, the Schuylkill River, the Delaware River. That's likely where we'll see the flooding as well. Precipitation rates, you can see Upper Providence close to 3 inches per hour. So we've got some heavy rain out there. We have that tornado warning that's in effect for western Chester County until 4:45. So please seek shelter if you live in this area. Again, that relative velocity. So this shows you the warning from West Fallowfield just south of West Callan, including Route 30, including Coatesville, just north of Route 10. That warning continues until 4:45, and this does show pretty classic signature that we are seeing some rotation in the atmosphere, and that could be spawning the tornado. See, Adam is here. He's got his iPad. Any update?
Yeah, so we just got an update at 4:31. They're continuing the tornado warning until 4:45. At 4:31, the possible tornado, or the radar indicated tornado, was located over Cochranville, or 14 miles southeast of New Holland, moving now north at 40. So it's moved direction to the north instead of the northeast, and speeding up to 40 miles an hour. So again, let me repeat that. Located just a minute or two ago over Cochranville, moving 14 miles southeast of New Holland, moving to the north at 40. In addition to this tornado warning, we have that tornado watch that takes over the entire area from the Lehigh Valley to the shore until 10 o'clock tonight. So the atmosphere is favorable for these tornadoes to develop until 10 o'clock tonight. I want to break down a little bit more what this tornado watch means for you. Again, favorable environment. You seek shelter when there's a warning. There's that warning that we've been talking about here now for roughly 15 minutes or so. Lowest level of your home, interior room. Now, under this particular watch, when the Storm Prediction Center issued it, every watch is different. In their write-up, they said a few tornadoes are likely, and a couple of those tornadoes could be intense. Now, typically we don't get that strong of a wording from the Storm Prediction Center for our area, but that is the case. There it is. You can see that bright red on the radar. Lower Chester County, it bumps over into Lancaster County, even Newcastle County right now, blinding rain. That is also the case up to the north here, near also the headwaters of the Schuylkill River, which is expected to go into moderate flooding for most locations starting tomorrow morning. But again, in this zone, we'll go back to the reflectivity, the velocity velocity mode, and we'll take a look at, again, where that notching is ongoing here, where you get some of those bright reds and the greens. And someone at home could also say, well, where is it? There's this huge line where you see red and green bumping up next to each other. You want to kind of zone in and take a look at where the brightest reds are and where the brightest greens are. And if they are side by side, that is known as gate-to-gate shear, meaning that the winds are moving in opposite directions in the atmosphere, not only lower, but in the upper part of the atmosphere. So West Fairfield near Parkersburg, just to the west of Route 41 and Route 10, or near between 41 and Route 10, Highland Road. I can't see the tops of that road, but Old Scottishville, I believe it is, Road, Humphreyville near 372 is where you want to seek shelter, because again, now, well, Chris, let's bump out a little bit. We'll go exactly where we see this, and let's go due north at 40 miles an hour, because again, this is speeding up, and it's also changing its direction a little bit with that latest update that was just happened at 4:31, that it's moving to the north at 40 miles an hour. So again, it's booking its way here. So not moving so much this way anymore, but near Parkersburg at 4:38, West Camden Township at 4:46, Martin's Corner at 4:50. That's beyond the tornado warning expired time, because it's until 4:45, but still seek shelter in these areas. Honeybrook at 4:55. That would be the case if it made it that far, moving at 40 miles an hour. But again, Alverson, even after 5 o'clock, even if it's not a tornado warned storm, that it's radar indicated, meaning that the radar showing the possibility of rotation. It is not a confirmation by a storm spotter or any sort of emergency management that is in this region. That has not been confirmed at this point here, but definitely still want to take shelter at the lowest levels of your home near 372, Route 30, Route 10, if you're near 340, West Camden Township, and again, Parkersburg, Alverson is way, way up here. Want to get in the lowest levels of your home. Still not seeing any updates since that 4:31, but again, it is 4:36, so we do have a few more minutes of this tornado warning that continues into lower parts of Chester County. Again, seeing some other storms firing up there in Salem County, seeing a lot of lightning starting to be discharged out of this particular setup, which is a stalled boundary and the remnant low of what was Ida colliding over our region right now. So there's so many different elements of squeezing out all of the water that is available in the atmosphere, and then you get that extra turning, that spin. Folks at the shore right now, looking at the cameras down there, it is bright and sunny. Many folks sitting on the sand, taking a look at our sky6attheshore.com cameras with sunshine, saying nothing's going on around here. It is going to be some time before the storms do reach the shore. They'll be the last to see it, but you're starting to see those fire up back to the west here near Dover, heading off to the east, northeast. Some embedded storms moving to the north, like this tornado warning. Again, lower parts of Chester County. We'll close this in Lancaster County under a severe thunderstorm warning until 5 o'clock. But it's between Route 30 and West Fairfield Township along Route 41, Route 30, and right on the edge of Coatesville, where we have that tornado warning until 4:45 this evening, with the storm moving to the north at roughly 40 miles an hour. This was issued at 4:13 this afternoon. It continues at this hour. There you can see where we could have that gate-to-gate shear, seeing another one right here. This is not a tornado warned storm, but just giving you indication near the border of Newcastle County and also in lower parts of Chester County. There could be something going on right here. We see that bright green and some red. I'd be watching that next up. Again, we don't issue the warnings. It's the National Weather Service. But again, we have the tools here to kind of look at the atmosphere and see if there's anything kind of popping up. But again, near Parkersburg, West Camden is getting very close to a very busy road of Route 30 here, where we do have that strongest winds and that possible rotation that continues to be ongoing here at this particular time. Go back to rainfall. Yeah, good one. Let's look at rainfall estimates, because the other side to this, in addition to that possible tornado, is flooded roads. Route 30 in Camden Township has taken on some water, and there also have been water rescues now in Pottstown in Montgomery County, and you can see some of these impressive rainfall totals. We're talking anywhere near Paoli and Malvern, near Westchester has picked up over 4 inches of rain. just in the last couple of hours, and it's going to rain through the midnight hour. So there could be some tremendous flooding, unfortunately, not only on the waterways, but also those flood-prone areas and also some roads. So again, Euclid Township, there's West Goshen, East Pikeland, Norristown on the edge of that heaviest of the rain. So Chester County definitely taking the biggest hit here this afternoon thus far, in addition to up in the Lehigh Valley, where we've had a good amount of rainfall as well. Seeing no updates from the National Weather Service, which I have right here on the iPad, which is great to have the up-to-minute information here. But again, we're on the leading edge of the severe storms coming in with all the sunshine in southern parts of New Jersey, the shore, as well as the state of Delaware. They're going to feed. These storms are going to feed off of that unstable air as this comes through. But again, watching this one area in Chester County with that tornado warning, that is, Cecily, for another 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, you know, and unfortunately, it looks like what we were worried about was going to happen did. In fact, we have the tornado watch for our entire viewing area until 10 o'clock. We have the flash flood watch. We're seeing now the tornado warning. This is the first one of the night in Chester County, and we're also seeing a lot of flash flooding. So this system is just really getting going in our area, so it's going to be a really, really long night. So that tornado warning continues for about the next 5 minutes in western Chester County. Again, if you live in that area, please seek shelter immediately. Get in the basement, get in the lowest level of your home. Good idea to turn up your TV so you can hear it when we give you the all clear. Severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Lancaster. A wider view on Storm Tracker 6 Live showing that it's been raining torrentially across the far north and west counties through much of the day. And now, as the center of what used to be Hurricane Ida gets closer, we're seeing that rain filling in, and we're seeing the severe weather closer to the center, typically southeast of the center of circulation, the lowest pressure. That is now moving into our area. This is Storm Tracker 6. If you look at the radars, sometimes you can see a little bit of notching, a little bit of a hook, and that's an indication that there's some of that twisting wind, and we're seeing that's moving into Chester County right now. I'm concerned that the cell that's moving into Newcastle County, we could be seeing that, and we're starting to see these bands of rain moving into parts of New Jersey, Salem County, Gloucester County, much of New Jersey. It's been very quiet today, but that low pressure, the latest models are showing it's going to be tracking, if not right over Philadelphia, very close later on tonight, probably between about 8 and 10 o'clock. And when you have the center of circulation of storm that's that strong, that's when you get the severe weather. Typically south and east of the center, you get some of that twisting, and also we have a stalled front, and that helps provide some more lift, helps provide the shear where you have the twisting of the winds as you move up higher in the atmosphere. This shows that relative velocity, and this really is the best tool for seeing where there's that circulation. Again, the green heading towards the radar site, the red away. There's that tornado warning that's in effect right now, and it's moving north really quickly. It's moving north at 40 miles per hour. So typically the tornado warnings, when they're posted, it's not just for the immediate area. It continues farther away, so you have time to get inside, and continuing through West Callan until 4:45. Now, if this particular cell stays together, we have 3 more minutes for this tornado warning. If it stays together, it'll be moving through Wallace, East Nantmeal, South Coventry, and Birdsboro. So if you live in these communities, please stay weather aware. You may have to get in your safe place as well. And this is not one and done. Again, as that low pressure gets closer to us, we're likely going to see multiple tornado warnings, especially along I-95 in areas south and east. That looks to be the place where we have the best helicity, the best spin, and the best lift. So again, if you live in these areas, we see now that gate-to-gate shear where you get the green and the red very close to each other, very close to West Callan. So if you live in that area, please seek shelter immediately. This could be a very dangerous storm. You remember on July 29th, we had 10 confirmed tornado touchdowns. How many serious injuries? None. Everyone took it seriously, so hopefully that's the case again tonight. So this shows you right now the relative velocity getting very close to Route 30. Route 30, we've already had a lot of reports of flooding. So in addition to that, we have the possible circulation. It's between Parkersburg and West Callan. This is where we do have some of that gate-to-gate shear. Now that being said, I'm starting to see it's a little more pixelated, which sometimes means that the cell is weakening, so I'm hoping that's the case. We have one more minute before hopefully they expire the tornado warning. But regardless, this is a dangerous storm moving north very quickly. We have the heavy rain, we have the thunder and the lightning, and the possibility of some of that rotating winds. So that tornado warning is in effect for western Chester County between West Fallowfield and West Callan until 4:45. Lancaster County under severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5 o'clock. And then we have numerous flash flood warnings in effect as well. So we're getting a situation where we got a double whammy. We have the flash flooding and we have the severe weather with a possible tornado. So if you live in this area, please seek shelter right away. And the severe thunderstorm warning as well. I know we give a lot of focus on the tornado warnings, but whenever you have thunderstorms out there, whenever you have the lightning, there is no safe place outdoors during a thunderstorm. Here we go. That tornado warning has now expired, but again, that tornado watch continues until 10 o'clock. We will track the storms and we will be breaking into programming if we have any warnings. Back to you guys for some news of the day.
Now, Chris is saying we have a tornado warning.
Tornado warning just west of Dover, stretching. It's the northwest corner of Kent County.
Okay, so we do have a tornado warning. They will load up the show for that. A new tornado warning now for Dover in Kent County and just north of Dover into the northern part of Kent County. Tornado watch is in effect until 10 o'clock tonight for the entire viewing area for the possibility of these tornado warnings to continue to pop up. Chris, you could take it right out of play and get it right into that severe weather rundown so we can see exactly where this tornado warning is and where it's going, how fast it is moving. As it happened, Cecily and I were on the air, so she is assessing exactly where it is and as we watch this. But as you can see here, there is Dover, so tornado warning until 5:45. So this tornado warning is for almost 41 minutes from now. Near Smyrna, Route 13, it does bump into lower parts of Newcastle County as the storm, with the way the polygon is looking, I'm assuming it's moving to the north and east at probably around the same speed as the other one. 30 miles an hour to the north and east as this tornado warning is now moving, or this possible rotation coming out of Delaware or Maryland moving into Delaware. This is not the velocity. Well, we want to go to the velocity 2 to see where there could be some rotation with this. We want, Chris, maybe go to that rundown with the severe weather at the bottom of the computer that we were using for the last tornado warning. As this continues to work into Delaware, there we can see, again, not seeing much in the way of gate-to-gate shear at this moment in time here, where you have that inbound and outbound. There's a little bit near Marydale, right on the border there of Kent County and also Maryland as it moves to the north and east. So plenty of heads up for those folks watching in lower parts of not only Newcastle County, but the central and northern parts of Kent County just to the north of Delaware as this continues to work to the north and east. This is the radar. Again, there's probably that little hook that we're trying to watch on the radar near Marydale, where you have that wind coming in to that little hook, and then you got that rotation around it. So it's the very tail end of that thunderstorm that is lifting to the north along Route 11 near Hartley and near 300. Cheswold also just to the east of where this track could be moving. So tornado warning for parts of Kent and lower parts of Newcastle County until 4:45, with this little notch coming in here as it's now working just over the border of Maryland going into Kent County, Delaware. This right on the brink of our viewing area as it's starting to push into more populated areas once you get into the northern part of Kent County and lower parts of Newcastle County as that continues to move off to the north and east. And again, that moving to the north and east at about 35 miles an hour. If we can get the velocity and a track on this so we can look at some of the towns, or there we go with a track as it goes again into areas of Hartley at 5:09, Ford's Corner at 5:13, Kenton at 5:19, Clayton 5:28, Smyrna, that would be at 5:31. And again, this warning is until 5:35. So if it was to hold together, or this radar indicated tornado, it is not a tornado that has been spotted on the ground thus far. That would hit Smyrna and then go beyond Smyrna if it did hold itself together. And if you were with us during the last half hour and we had that tornado warning in Chester County that went over Oxford and near Oxford Township and over Route 1. That was not confirmed, but there has been reports of trees down in that area. So we want to take every one of these tornado warnings serious and getting on the lowest part of your home or apartment interior room as this heads to the north and east. If we could take a look at maybe the storm relative velocity again to see if we're seeing anything on here. And I do not see any good inbound or outbound side by side look like what we saw in Chester County, but nonetheless, when there's a warning, you seek shelter. Ford's Corner, as well as Judith Road, Pearson's Corner Road, also want to take shelter as this heads into central and lower parts of Kent County, heading towards lower parts of Newcastle County as the storm moves to the north and east at about 35 miles an hour. So this being the second tornado warning of the day here, we can now unfortunately say this is historical this day or this year, because we've never, the National Weather Service, who issues the warnings, have never issued this many tornado warnings in 1 year for our viewing area since they've been keeping records, and more will be unfolding here this afternoon. And as Cecily was mentioning last month when we had those 10 confirmed tornadoes on the ground, we're kind of in that sort of environment now where these tornadoes, they're warned and then they end up becoming confirmed more than likely. So this is what a situation where you want to take serious as the storm continues to lift to the north. Here is New Jersey. This is the border here. This is the Delaware Bay, the Delaware going into the Delaware River. So there's New Jersey as the storm continues to head to the northeast at about 40 miles an hour. Route 13 right now is far to the east of that storm, but we'll continue to watch that as it heads off to the north. Watches warnings. There you can see that tornado warning, which encompasses the very lower part. Let me draw it on here for you. This is the border here. So north of this yellow line, that is Newcastle County. If you work south of that line, that is Kent County. So again, this is really much of northern Kent County and just the little fringe part of lower parts of Newcastle County where this tornado warning is in effect until 5:45 this afternoon. Go to velocity, maybe rainfall rates, and continue to take a look at not only this area, but off to the north as well. Chester County continues to get hit round after round of this intense, extreme, heavy rainfall. But again, this leading edge down here is just another one. And then look, near east of Baltimore, there's another cluster of storms we're watching. So it's kind of like rapid fire, one little notch after another that continues to drift through our region. And Cecily, you have some information?
I don't have any new information.
Okay.
I just want to give you a break.
Thank you.
Because it's going to be a long night. We have to pace ourselves here. So if you're just joining us now, we do have a tornado warning in effect for parts of Kent and Newcastle County, Delaware until 5:45. Been watching a cell at 5:01. It was issued. There was a radar indicated cell that was near Goldsboro or 14 miles west of Dover, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. All these storms have been moving very quickly, and I just want to update this to see if we have any new information. So this is the second tornado warning of the night, and we're seeing a lot of the severe weather working out of Maryland into Newcastle County, into Chester County, and this is likely going to be going on for the next several hours. So why don't we, Chris, go back and show the tornado warning. I want to start with that, and maybe I can show you the graphic that shows what to do in a tornado warning. Unfortunately, a lot of us are getting a lot of experience with this. As Adam mentioned, this is our 37th tornado warning of the year, so that's historical. So that warning extends through Kent County into Newcastle County, and that storm is moving pretty quickly northeast at 30 miles per hour. So we'll have to see if this holds together going across the Delaware. But there are a lot of lines of severe storms working into our area as the center of Ida gets closer. So you can see this is what we're tracking, and this has a little bit of a notch that's been working into the area. You can see it's moving out of Maryland. Maryland's been hit hard with a lot of tornado warnings, so that'll continue to lift up to the north. So if you live in that area, what you want to do, you want to seek shelter immediately. This is the relative velocity, which honestly right now it shows a lot of straight line winds. So either way, straight line winds can be vicious as well. It can bring down a lot of trees and power lines. And until this year, usually straight line winds cause more damage than tornadoes. Of course, everything changed on July 29th when we had 10 tornadoes. So that is the tornado warning. So again, if you live in this area, it's from Kent County into Newcastle County. Chris, we can go ahead and let's go a little bit farther down. I want to show people what's on the pike. There are more tornado warnings down to the south. So the low pressure that used to be Hurricane Ida is moving closer to us. So our entire viewing area is under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock. So that means conditions are favorable. But typically with a system like this, when you get a remnant low, the strongest part of the severe weather is typically south and east of the center. So I do think that south and east, near Philadelphia and all of south and east, this is where we have to be kind of hyper vigilant for the possibility of those tornadoes. So now I did get an update that it continues until 5:45. The tornado warning for Kent and Newcastle County at 5:10. The storm capable of producing a tornado is located over Hartley. We showed that on the radar. Maybe we can go ahead and show that notch. 10 miles west of Dover and moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. So it continues to move towards the northeast at 30 miles an hour. It hasn't changed its path. A lot of times when we do get these updates, we can see that a lot of times with tornadoes, they do start to shift a little bit. So looking at this, it does indicate there's a little bit of a hook. So when you get that on radar, that's an indication that the rain is wrapping around the center of circulation. Again, these are radar indicated. It's not a storm spotter that's seen it. You can't see it with this heavy rain anyhow, but when you can see that notching, there is an indication that there's some twisting in the atmosphere, and that could be spawning a tornado. Moving northeast at 30 miles an hour, so some of the communities in the path of, again, this possible tornado: Kenton, Brentford, Smyrna, Walker, and I'm not even going to try to say that, but that I'm going to mispronounce that. If you live in those communities, please seek shelter right away. The storm is moving closer to us, so the possibility of more tornado warnings is definitely imminent. As the center gets closer to us, you get more twisting in the atmosphere, and this radar has really kind of lit up throughout the day as a little piece of upper-level energy dove in and helped ignite this storm. The latest models are showing that the center will be passing through Philadelphia probably later on tonight between about 8 and 10. So I do think until after about 10, 11 o'clock, we are under the gun where we could be seeing more tornado warnings and also some flash flooding. Why don't we go ahead and show some of the flash flood warnings too, because I don't want to just focus on the tornado warnings, because the flash flooding can be very dangerous as well, because we have flash flood warnings in effect for most of southeastern Pennsylvania. You can see, including Newcastle County as well. So flash flood warnings are in effect until 6:30 that's for Lancaster, till 8:45 for most of our area. We have flash flood warnings all night long. Also, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been posted for parts of Philadelphia, Delaware County, Chester County, Montgomery County, and Bucks County until 6 o'clock tonight. So not only are we dealing with the tornado warning, we also have more severe weather. Whenever you have a severe thunderstorm warning, in addition to the heavy downpours, the lightning, you also have the potential for some damaging straight line wind gusts. This shows on Storm Tracker 6 Live Double Scan what we're looking at. And again, this is the cell that spawned the tornado warning. That tornado warning is in effect until 5:45. It's right over the border of Kent and Newcastle County, Delaware. It's crossing Route 13. Looks like it's south of Middletown. You remember Middletown was hit with a tornado a couple years ago, so it looks like this will be staying south of that. If it stays together, it'll be moving into Salem County if it holds as it moves across the mouth of Delaware Bay. So Cedar Brook Acres, Smyrna, Walker, Collins Beach, all in the path of that storm as it continues to push pretty quickly. We do have reports of also some wind damage in Oxford, Chester County. National Weather Service says that they will be surveying the damage tomorrow to see if, in fact, it was a tornado. Now this particular cell is moving a little bit faster. This is moving northeast at 35 miles. Nope, sorry, that's the one over Kent and Sussex. So that's one we talked about earlier. That's not in our viewing area. That one over Hurlock, moving northeast at, oh boy, now we got another one. Tornado warning now for Delaware, Montgomery, Philadelphia. Let's get that polygon right away. All right, tornado warning now for Delaware, Montgomery, Philadelphia until 5:45. Our alarms are going off on our phone. At 5:15, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Fulcroft, or 10 miles west of Gloucester City, and it's moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. All right, so this is for a very populated area. This includes Philadelphia. So if you live in this polygon, and there are a lot of people who live in this polygon, please seek shelter right away. That tornado warning is in effect until 5:45 tonight. So let's go ahead and zoom in, and this is the relative velocity. So this shows, this is a really strong signature right now. So again, where you have the green, that's the wind that's rushing towards the radar site. The red, it's rushing away, and we have got a very strong couplet. It's called gate-to-gate shear. It's when you have the bright red and the bright green right close to each other. When you have the winds going in opposite direction very close to each other, that creates that spin in the atmosphere, and that creates that possible tornado. So again, that tornado warning is in effect. So as we track this, it's moving really, really quickly. There's a big polygon because you don't have a lot of advance warning if that storm is on top of you. So if you live in that area, please get in your basement right away. If you don't have a basement, go in the first floor of your home, an interior closet or a bathroom. Please stay away from the windows. Don't go to the windows to take pictures. Get indoors right away. Get in your basement. Turn your TV up so you can hear. Drexel Hill, Marion, Rose Glen, White Marsh, and Abington, all in the path of the storm. It looks like that circulation is just south of Route 1 right now, very close to the Blue Route, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. This storm is racing. That is a strong signature, so I want everyone to take this very seriously right now. If you live within that polygon, and a lot of people do, you need to seek shelter right away. A possible tornado, it's radar indicated, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Unfortunately, we were worried that we would have a night like this with the tornado watches with what used to be a Category 4 hurricane moving through. So you can see the very heavy rainfall moving through right now, and hail, lightning as well. And why don't we go ahead and go back to, Chris, the relative velocity. And I want to show you the center of circulation, because honestly, there's so much going on with radar right now that it's kind of hard to detect where you are getting that circulation. But this is it right now. You can see that Media is included in this, Upper Darby, Lower Merion. Again, a large part of our viewing area. It looks like that center of circulation is very close to Chester, moving northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So Springfield, Morton, Ridley, this is a pretty intense signature right now, that we are looking at the potential of the rotating winds that could be spawning a tornado. Again, we don't have confirmed eyewitness. This is all radar indicated. When you get this heavy rain, you can't get any witnesses anyhow. You can't see anything. So please get inside right away. That tornado warning is in effect until 5:45. Adam is here. Do you have any more information for our viewers?
I was just going to mention again where you mentioned where this possible tornado or radar indicated tornado was originated over Fulcroft at 5:15. That's also 10 miles west of Gloucester City, moving. I mean, this is booking at 50 miles an hour. So not only could you have that possible tornado, but then you get a rush of wind with the momentum of the storm. Here are the towns at the times. Marion, 5:25. Again, right now it is in northeastern parts of Delaware County, about to bump into Philadelphia County along Route 1, the Schuylkill Expressway in the direction of this as well. Upper Moreland at 5:43. Warminster, that's further up at 5:47. But other towns that want to seek shelter, and when I say seek shelter, when there's a warning, lowest level of your room, your apartment complex in the city, there's a lot of high rises. Try to get to the lowest level of that particular building, away from windows, because if there were ever was flying debris and hit a window, most folks get injured when the glass blows in from something hitting a window. So get away from windows. Do not try to get cell phones out. Do not try to get pictures at this moment in time. But other towns would be Norristown, Philadelphia, Chester, East Norton, Yeadon, Conshohocken, Fulcroft, Swarthmore, Jenkintown, Narberth, East Lansdowne, Rockledge, Wissinoming, Darby Township, Morris Park, Bryn Mawr, Trout Lake, Tacony, the Tacony section, Broomall, and Kensington. all of those, if you're anywhere near those towns or townships, you want to seek shelter right now with this possible signature. And Chris, why don't we zoom in a little bit closer into Delaware County here, where we do have some of that gate-to-gate shear here. We have the inbound. Again, the radar that we're watching, the beam just went off, but the radar is right about here, Mount Holly. That radar, so the winds here in the green are moving toward the radar. The winds in the red are moving away from the radar, so you start to get that spin. With that spin, we're seeing it right now near Route 3 and also Route 1 near Havertown. That intersection there, a very busy intersection that is actually just down the street from Channel 6 right now, moving to the north and east here. So anywhere along Route 1, there is Marion Station, also want to seek shelter. That's what would be up next as it moves to the north and east at 50 miles an hour. There's the Schuylkill Expressway right here. So the interchange of the Schuylkill Expressway, East Falls here, and Route 1. So like we're situated, Channel 6 is right here, okay? And this is where the possible tornado is, moving to the north and east at about 50 miles an hour. Getting more of that notch right over Route 1 right now, just to the east of the blue route here. That blue route slicing through Delaware County. So Darby Road, this is good, Chris. Let's head to the northeast a little bit here. So Remington Road, East Wynwood Road, all these areas should be on the lower levels of your home right now with this radar indicated tornado moving at about 50 miles an hour. And again, it would probably be right near that interchange of 3 and Route 1 where we're getting the greatest of that gate-to-gate shear marker as it heads to the north and east. So again, the Schuylkill Expressway, which more than likely is extremely slow right now because of excess water. That Schuylkill floods so easily in situations like this where the water comes down right near the Green Lane and Belmont exit. This is moving very close to that. So cars could be parked right now on the Schuylkill Expressway. So if you know folks who are on the Schuylkill right now, please call them. I'm sure they got the warning on their phone, but just reassure them that yes, if you're anywhere between the Conshohocken curve and also near the Route 1 interchange, that there is a possible tornado heading in that direction. And what do people do in their cars? We can't get out of the car on the highway. You can't get out because it could be flooding. Just try to tell them if they're parked and nothing is moving, maybe try to get on the lowest part of the car, so your head is below the window, the windshield or the windows as this passes through. They do have some time because it is still somewhere near the border of Philadelphia as well as Delaware County as that moves to the north and east at 50 miles an hour. So let's do a new track, Warminster again. That's not till 5:49. But Cecily, do you have any new information?
Yeah, the tornado now, or the severe thunderstorm capable of producing the tornado, it's located over East Lansdowne, very close to Philadelphia. It's moving northeast still. It has slowed down a little bit. It's moving at 45 miles per hour right now. So we continue that tornado warning for parts of Delaware, Montgomery, and Philadelphia counties until 5:45. This shows where it looks like the center of circulation is very close to Route 1, heading towards Marion. So Marion, White Marsh, Abington, Warminster, and Northampton, all in the path of this storm. This is the tornado warning right here. You can see that red area. So it does include parts of Delaware County, parts of Philadelphia, parts of Montgomery County. If you live there, please seek shelter right away. We are looking at a strong signature right here, crossing Route 1 right now, just to the east of the blue route, where it looks like there is what's called gate-to-gate shear, where you have the winds heading towards the radar site, the green heading away in the red, and it's moving northeast very quickly. It's slowed down a little bit. It was originally moving northeast at 50 miles an hour. It's now 45 miles per hour, but that's really, really fast, so there's not a lot of warning. So that's why the tornado warning is a pretty large area, and it just updated on the air right now. Why don't we go ahead and name some of these streets as well? We can even go a little bit closer to see that center of circulation. Marion, it is bearing down on you right now. If you live there, please seek shelter right away. Montgomery Avenue, East Wynwood Avenue, Route 30, Route 1 as well, heading towards Belmont Avenue. Looks like it could be, if it stays together, crossing the Schuylkill Expressway. Hopefully a lot of people are off the roads. I know it's rush hour, but when I was driving to work, I noticed there were a lot of people off the road. So hopefully a lot of people took this seriously, because we've got the flash flood threat, which has verified, and we have the tornado threat too, which has verified as well. East Manioc heading towards you, Roxborough as well. So let's go back and show the radar perhaps, because what we're looking at, we have kind of these feeder bands, these bands of severe storms moving into our area, all associated with what used to be Hurricane Ida. We've got a live shot right now. And this is Route 30, a business Route 30. And yeah, you can see that there's a significant flash flooding there. Very deep water on the roads. Unfortunately, a lot of cars and trucks trying to get through that. I often talk about, it looks like there could be even a car stalled there. Turn around, don't drown. I know you want to get to where you want to go, but you can't tell how deep that water is. And it only takes about 2 feet of water to stall out a car. And if it's moving, it can also rush the water downstream. So please be careful. So this shows Storm Tracker 6 live right now. And what we're looking at, moving very close to Philadelphia. Again, it was last report near East Lansdowne, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. We also have another tornado warning in effect along the border of Kent and Sussex County. So this is, I think, the third one of the night. Here's that center of circulation heading towards the Schuylkill Expressway, moving very quickly, and we likely will see more of this. We have that tornado watch in effect until 10 o'clock for our entire viewing area, but it looks like most of the tornadic activity will be close to Philadelphia and areas south and east. This is where we get the center of circulation from what used to be Hurricane Ida moving through. This shows not only the relative velocity, and you can see near Lower Merion we have a pretty strong signature. Actually, let's leave it there. That also shows where we have that tornado warning. Tornado warning in effect for parts of Delaware County, Philadelphia, Montgomery County as well. I just called my daughter and told her to get in the basement. So Emma, hopefully you listen and got everyone in the basement, because that's the place you want to be during a tornado warning. White Marsh, Upper Dublin, Horsham, Warminster, and if it holds together, Doylestown in the path of that storm. Again, it's in effect, the tornado warning until 5:45. Typically, we don't get these cells holding together that long, but we have more downriver, basically, more in the pike. So I do think that we're going to be seeing some multiple tornado warnings as we head through the night. Why don't we go ahead and show some of the rainfall amounts too, Chris? And Adam, the phone's ringing over there if you want to answer that. It's going to be a busy night. So not only have we been talking about the severe weather threat, the tornadic activity, we're also seeing, and you saw with that live shot from Route 30, that we're getting a tremendous amount of rain. So this shows the precipitation rates. This is between about 1 3/4 inch and 2 3/4 inch an hour. The problem is that we're not just dealing with 1 hour of rain. It's raining for multiple hours, so we're getting significant flash flooding. Almost everywhere in southeastern Pennsylvania is dealing with a flash flooding. Again, that's Route 30, business Route 30, and you can see some very high water, even the trucks having trouble getting through. Please don't try to drive through the waters. It can stall out a car very easily. This shows the accumulation, and you can see how north and west of Philadelphia, I mean, tremendous amounts of rain, anywhere from 5 to almost 6 inches of rain, and it's not even done yet. This low is interacting with a stalled front that's helping squeeze out a lot of moisture, and also we had a piece of upper level energy that kind of ignited the storm, so it's actually gotten stronger over the past day. Near Phoenixville, close to 5 inches of rain, and so not only are we dealing with flash flooding, we have flooded basements, we have flooded creeks, we have flooded streams. This is all going to be running down into the river, so that means that the Schuylkill River likely moderate to perhaps even major flooding in parts of our area, and there could even be some significant flooding along the Delaware. This is that tornado warning in effect until 5:45 for a very highly populated area. If you live in that polygon, please seek shelter right away. Get into your basement. Turn up the TV so you can hear us when we give you the all clear. If you don't have a basement, get into the lowest level of your home, a closet or an interior bathroom, something that doesn't have windows, something that will put as many layers between you and the outdoors. Because when you have a tornado warning, you do have the potential for branches, for trees to drop into your house. You have the potential for a lot of windows being broken. The center of circulation right now looks like it's right over the Schuylkill Expressway, heading northeast pretty quickly, 45 miles per hour. So White Marsh, Upper Dublin, Warminster, New Britain, and Buckingham all in the path of that storm system. Now, some of those are extended beyond 545, so we'll have to see how well this stays together. But unfortunately, this is not the only one. We have flash flood warnings as well, severe thunderstorm warnings also for Kent and Sussex County. Chris, did that Kent County tornado warning, has that now expired?
No, that one's still into 545.
That one is still in effect as well. So then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Hunterdon, Mercer, Bucks, Chester, Delaware, Montgomery County, and Philadelphia until 6 o'clock. So basically hunker down because it's going to be a very long night. Please do not head out when you have a storm like this. We have not only the wind damage with the potential for trees to be down, already reports of a lot of trees down in Chester County from that earlier tornado warning. We also, as you can see, we have the flash flooding. So the flash flooding, especially across southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of South Jersey, haven't had much rain yet. And then we have that wind damage with that tornado warning posted until 5:45. And sometimes when we go to this velocity, we don't see a strong signature. Unfortunately, this one is very strong. So this is a pretty significant indication that this could, in fact, be a tornado. I think Adam Joseph is here to take over for a few minutes.
Yeah, yes. Please
do you want this?
Water. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
If we got.
We need
We're just
another
gonna pass
iPad.
off the iPads. This is a great tool because it gives us updated information from the National Weather Service, which actually issues the watches and the warnings. Now, we do have the warning that's going right over the Schuylkill Expressway between the Conshohocken curve as well as the Gladwin exit. But what do you do when there is a tornado warning issued? You want to avoid windows, go to the lowest floor in your home, interior hall or a bathroom, wherever there are no windows anywhere near you. That's where you want to be, into your safe place until that warning expires. This warning until 5:45 for the areas in and around Philadelphia County, Lower Montgomery, as well as Delaware County, and lower parts of Newcastle and Kent County. Now, we do have tornado watches in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. So with those tornado watches, it's everywhere from the Lehigh Valley to the shore, meaning favorable environment. What does this watch mean as we break it down for you? It means that we have prime conditions for things to twist in the atmosphere. We've seen that. This is our third tornado warning this afternoon. Seek shelter in that warning. The warning was a few tornadoes are likely, and some of them could be intense. What does the intense mean? Take a look at the significant tornado parameter here. Typically, we don't even look at this in our area because it never shows up. Whenever you have these browns showing up, which is a moderate chance of a significant tornado, it means the atmosphere has the capability of producing either an EF2 tornado on a 0 to 5 scale or even higher. That's at 6 o'clock, so that's right around where we are right now in Philadelphia. And then it moves into southern and northern and central New Jersey as we go deeper into the evening hours. We'll go back to the radar now and the storm relative velocity to show a little closer as where we have some of that gate-to-gate shear and those watches and warnings. Again, that warning right now is in northeastern Delaware County, the northwestern parts of Philadelphia County. Now they have extended this warning until 6 o'clock all the way through central and northern Bucks County. That here, tornado warning. Cecily, I have the thing here as well. Flash. The severe thunderstorm was located over Plymouth Meeting. So we're getting the warnings again in here. This possible tornado was located over Plymouth Meeting, or 8 miles northwest of Philadelphia, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Here it is. There you can see the notch. Again, near Conshohocken, Plymouth Meeting, now moving into lower Montgomery County near White Marsh, 309, and also along the Pennsylvania Turnpike. This signature here showing that intense wind pushing towards the radar and that intense wind moving away from the radar. So we're getting, unfortunately, a very good hook indicated on the velocity here, moving now into lower parts of Montgomery County, even very strong winds still on the Schuylkill here near Conshohocken. So if you are in Delaware County right now, that particular signature, or the worst part of the storm, is out of Delaware County. Right now, it is starting to push just north and west of Philadelphia County. So thankfully, this did not go through Center City, but unfortunately, it is moving in just as populated areas as if you were in the city of Philadelphia, because it is encompassing so much real estate in central and also central parts of Montgomery and Bucks County, moving to the north and east. Here are the towns and the times. Everyone in this area, lower level, away from the windows. White Marsh until 5:37, Horsham until 5:45, Warminster 5:49, this possible tornado passing through, Richboro at 5:45, Buckingham Township at 5, just before the 6 o'clock hour as it moves to the north and east. Chris, let's close in even closer. Let's get near 309 and the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I want to get closer towns and townships and roads on here for
Adam,
yes, Cecily.
I have an update here.
Yeah.
All right, we have multiple tornado warnings right now. We also have a tornado warning for Cumberland, Salem, and Kent County and Newcastle County until 6 o'clock.
Okay.
At 5:35, 1 minute ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Woodland Beach, or 10 miles southeast of Middletown. This is moving northeast at 40 miles per hour.
It's the mouth of Delaware.
This one right here at the mouth of the Delaware.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
here. Okay. So
we have two now.
Okay, so they just expired this one I see on here. They expired the one on the border of Kent and also Newcastle County, but they have now issued a new tornado warning at the mouth of the Delaware River and right near the bay, heading into Salem County, as well as 13 miles east of Miller's Island, moving to the northeast at 35 miles an hour. Again, this is another radar indicated tornado over the water, heading to the border of Salem and Cumberland County, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. So as of right now, we do have two tornado warnings, one in South Jersey, the other one in southeastern Pennsylvania. This one right now over the water, heading into Salem and Cumberland County, but the one of note is moving through very populated areas and has a tremendous, unfortunate gate-to-gate signature with this. This one, Chris, let's close in even closer here, because you can see the circulation on this on the velocity mode right over White Marsh Township, right along 276, which is the Pennsylvania Turnpike, south of Upper Dublin. There you can see those very bright radar colors. Let's go a little bit closer so we start to pop some roads on here and extra townships and towns on here. Fort Washington, it is over you. So lowest levels there, Fort Washington. Next up, Horsham, right here. Horsham, you are next in line for this possible tornado where you're seeing these bright colors gate to gate. And Cecily and Chris, maybe we put the correlation coefficient. I don't know. Sometimes that will show a debris ball, possibly, on there. And we do have something on here. This is what, when we take a look at this is looking at the atmosphere and what particles are in the atmosphere. So you have one here near Flourtown. This is the one of note near Paper Mill Road, heading towards Fitzwatertown, Dresher, Fort Washington, Blair Mill Road, 611 as you head out of Philadelphia County into lower Montgomery County. That right there would be debris in the air. The radar is indicating, whether it's tree branches, whether it is parts of a roof. It is showing noise in the atmosphere, and the radar is saying, I don't know what all this is, and it shows a different color here as opposed to all around it. So more than likely this could be a tornado on the ground right now near Flourtown, heading to the north and east, right over 73 near Fitzwater at about 35 miles an hour. No update just yet on that, but there you can see that classic signature of the bright colors, gate-to-gate sheer here. Definitely those who are anywhere near that interchange of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, 73, 63 in Montgomery County, just to the north and east of Abington. Abington, you are not in the path of that. You're on the edge, but where we're watching this, Chris, let's put, again, that track as it heads towards Warminster, Little Italy. That is as you head into Bucks County. Here, where my arm is, this is Montgomery County. North of there, that is Bucks County. Again, Bucks County hit really hard this summer with all of those tornadoes at the end of July. This signature heading in there at 541 Fort Washington, where it basically is at this moment in time. Horsham at 547, Buckingham 601, and Salisbury at 607 as that tornado warning continues again for these very highly populated areas where a lot of people live and a lot of people are working and trying to get home with the heavy rain and the flooding. And again, now this tornado warning near Fort Washington heading to the north and east. We do have another tornado warning also in the lower parts of Salem in Cumberland County. That was newly issued just a few moments ago. So if you're in South Jersey, in Salem County, want to get into the lowest part of your home as well. And we can show this on the watches and warnings here as we widen out. You can see many of us under that tornado warning. Southeastern PA from Philadelphia County, Montgomery into Bucks County, and then you have that other tornado warning near lower parts of Salem County and clipping right over the border there into Cumberland County, and that particular warning is in effect until 6 o'clock this evening, and a severe thunderstorm around it. So this is one of those evenings, if you are home and you had plans, you have to go somewhere, do not. There's so many roads right now underwater. There's so many areas that could have trees down. They are calling it now, the one in Oxford from earlier, a probable tornado. That was the first tornado warning. A probable tornado is what they're calling it now, with roof damage, wires down, poles down, trees down in Oxford and Chester County. Here's the other one. Yes, continues. Okay. Yep, tornado.
541, a confirmed
Hold on, your
large
mic's not on
and
just yet,
extremely dangerous tornado was located over Willow Grove, 10 miles north of Philadelphia. This is moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Again, this is a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado located over Willow Grove right now.
So Seth, your mic is not on, but I'll repeat what she said. Your mic's not on, but I'll repeat what she's saying. So at 541, thank you, Cecily, for the heads up on that. The tornado here it is now confirmed on the ground that we were talking about. This keeps updating here. Confirmed tornado for Bucks and Montgomery County at 541. A large and extremely dangerous tornado was over Willow Grove, or 10 miles north of Philadelphia, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. So this is now a confirmed tornado. This is a tornado on the ground. There is the debris ball where you have debris in the air being picked up by what the National Weather Service is calling a large and dangerous tornado. Here it is moving to the north and east. So again, it is in lower parts of Montgomery County right now. Bucks County, if you're anywhere in central Bucks County near Warminster and Warrington, Buckingham Township, Northampton, get in the lowest part of your home. Make sure you can watch us on the 6 ABC app on your phone. There's a feature there where you can watch us live. So make sure you are not near a TV that's near a window or in a living room. You'll want to be sheltered away from any windows, as this, again, large tornado is now moving through Montgomery County, eyeing Bucks County. And here are the towns. Warrington at 542, 558. Furlong is when this confirmed tornado will be passing through that area and any area just adjacent to it. Buckingham 602, Salisbury at 609, Stockton at 613. So again, this is no longer a radar indicated tornado, but this is a confirmed tornado on the ground, now about to pass over 152 there near Maple Glen. And you can see this signature here of just how, it's almost like how confused the radar is as to what is going on in this area, with the wind being pushed away as well as in towards a radar. And then you got that debris ball picking up all of that excess noise, or trees, or whatever it may be, shingles off of people's roofs as this passes by. Winter Road, it is going to cross over you. Horsham, it is going to cross over you, especially as you head towards County Line Road, north of 611 there, north of Horsham. Warminster watches up Prospectville. It is just south of you. If not, you may be hearing that roar of that noise of the intense winds that continue to pass by. Neshaminy, you would be up next. Jamison as well. West Bristol Road, West County Line Road. Know anyone in this area? Tell them. Call them. I'm sure, again, they're getting their alerts on the phone, but always it's good to double check here as this tornado that is confirmed on the ground is moving to the north and east at 45 miles an hour. So it is moving very quickly here. It has just passed Lower Gwynedd Township, passing between Prospectville and Maple Glen here, as you have that very strong signature of the different velocities here called gate-to-gate shear. The atmosphere just trying to push winds in different directions, and that creates that spin here in central part of Montgomery County, moving to the northeast at 45 miles an hour. So here's your updated towns times. Warrington, 5:51. Buckingham at 6 o'clock. Salisbury, 6:07. Stockton at 6:10. Delaware at 6:14 is when you could have, again, this tornado that is now confirmed on the ground here. And at 5:45, they're also continuing that warning for Salem and Cumberland County. Don't want to disregard our folks down in South Jersey as well. That particular tornado, that not confirmed, but probable tornado, was located near Newtown, or 13 miles, 13 miles south of Aberdeen, proving ground movement. Wait a minute, so that's producing. That's the Kent County, Maryland. Okay, this is updating so quick here.
If they open my mic, sorry. The one that Adam's talking about, this one was located over Hancock's Bridge, or 12 miles west of Bridgeton, moving northeast at 40. I think we're on the same IFB, so you can't hear me, but the viewers can. So that one again, that tornado possible over Hancock's Bridge, or 12 miles west of Bridgeton, moving northeast at 40. So the tornado warning there for Cumberland and Salem County in New Jersey in effect till 6 o'clock. So 2 tornado warnings going on right now.
Yep, that one right there that Cecily was just mentioning to you and alluding to. There are the towns times. Yorktown at 6:07, Quinton and Alloway in the path of this. You notice the velocity is not as strong of a signature as the one in southeastern Pennsylvania and Montgomery going into Bucks County, but there's still a little red trying to pop up there with the green. Piles Grove at 6:10, South Harrington at 6:16. So again, if you are in Salem County, you want to get to the lowest level of your home, into your room, away from any windows until that warning expires. Again, for Salem County, as that also heads to the north and east. Let's go back to the one to the north in southeastern Pennsylvania. So again, our folks, not going to disregard you in Salem County. That signature not as strong. That is not a confirmed tornado. This is a confirmed tornado. As you can see on the radar here, it is only getting stronger when we look at this signature here as it heads to the north and east at about 35, 45 miles an hour. New towns on here, West Amwell at 6:14, Warrington and Buckingham right in the path of this confirmed tornado as it heads to the north and east. And Cecily, I know I wasn't here at the end of July when you guys are here, and I remember watching you where I was, and we had a signature like this with those tornadoes that you had on July.
Absolutely. You know, and I remember that when we changed it to the correlation coefficient, it shocked me because I've been here almost 26 years. Never seen that before. Thought it was a one-time deal, but now we have this all over again. This is July 29th all over again. So this is that debris ball. So this is something that typically we don't get in our area. This is something we often see in Oklahoma and Texas, because what this means is there's not only just a indication of some rotation, this is confirmation that this is a tornado. It's on the ground right now. The words the National Weather Service is saying, an extremely large and dangerous tornado is confirmed on the ground, and we have the radar that shows it. That is the debris that's being picked up by the tornado, the dirt, the branches that are being spun around. So you can see right now it's moving out of Montgomery County, it's moving into Bucks County, and it's moving really quickly. It's moving northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So, oh, thank you.
Yes, you can have
So we share here. So Warrington, Buckingham, Solebury, Delaware, East Amwell, all in the path of the storm system. The polygon expands pretty far. It's all the way across Bucks County, and that's because here's the tornado, the confirmed tornado, and it's moving quickly. It's moving at 45 miles per hour, so you don't want to wait to get in your safe place until that storm is right on top of you. If you live anywhere in that red polygon, you need to seek shelter immediately. Again, those are some of the towns in the direct path, but we found out, I mean, we've known that tornadoes, they don't always follow that path. They can change direction, they can change their speed. So that's why it's not just right there, it's the whole polygon. So please take this seriously. Get into the basement. If you don't have a basement, get into the first floor of your home, an interior closet or a bathroom, something away from any windows, no windows. It has many layers between you and the outdoors. This is what we're looking at right across 152 Prospectville. This is the center of the circulation. This is where we're seeing that debris ball. If you live in Warrington, you need to seek shelter right away. This tornado is almost right on top of you, moving very quickly. So this really does show that we're not just looking at a possible radar indicated. This has been confirmed. It's confirmed by radar, but it's confirmed that this is in fact a large and dangerous tornado moving northeast, moving out of Montgomery County right now. It looks like it'll be crossing into Bucks County, and see if it still holds together. The problem is that this is not the only one. We have a lot more storms that are down the pike. We have another one that's in parts of Cumberland and Salem County. This is the one we're most concerned about because this is the confirmed tornado on the ground right now. So Warrington, Buckingham, Solebury, Delaware, East Amwell, all in the path of this storm system. We've been looking at the flash flooding throughout the day, especially southeastern Pennsylvania, and now we're looking at the tornadoes, a confirmed tornado. So this is one of our live shots. We're showing you the situation. You can't really see from the lens, but there is really deep water. A lot of cars trying to drive through it. Stump at County Line Road. We have had reports of a lot of water rescues going on because you drive into flooded roads, you can stall out your car. It doesn't take much, a foot to 2 feet of water, and then you need somebody to rescue you. So going out in this kind of weather, it puts your life at risk. It also puts the lives of the first responders at risk. So please stay home if you can. The rainfall rate anywhere, this is on the path of that tornado, anywhere from about 1 3/4 to 2.5 per hour. And we're seeing the training of storms. We're seeing the storms moving over the same area over and over again. So some areas, the rainfall exceeding 4 or 5 inches. This shows the rainfall estimates, and moving out of Chester County into Montgomery County, we've got 5 inches of rain already. And it looks like we're probably going to, it's almost 6 o'clock now, we have probably about another 5-6 hours of this to go. So 5 to 6 inches of rain already. So we're looking at flash flooding, we're looking at flooded basements, creeks and streams, and this is all going to be running off into the rivers. So the Schuylkill, the Delaware River also, we are looking at some flooding probably tomorrow and even into Friday. Chris, why don't we go back to the tornado warnings without all the relative velocity right now? I just want to kind of reset if people are just tuning in right now, because we have 2 tornado warnings in effect. We have one that's most of Bucks County right now. It's moving out of Montgomery County. And we also have another one that's in South Jersey right now. So here we go. So the orange, those are the severe thunderstorm warnings. Obviously, whenever you have a severe thunderstorm, you need to seek shelter immediately. But where you see the red, these are the tornado warnings. Now, this one is the most of our concern, that's moving out of Montgomery County into Bucks County, because that is the confirmed large and dangerous tornado on the ground right now. But we also have a tornado warning until 6 o'clock for much of Salem County, also extreme northwestern Cumberland County, and then we're seeing more tornadoes down across Maryland. So the low pressure, that what used to be Hurricane Ida, is moving closer to us, and as we get that, that's when we're getting to see, unfortunately, these tornadoes developing, and there is more that's going to be moving in. Storm Tracker 6 live double scan showing that this is what we're looking at. It's moving into Bucks County right now, and that has not only the spin in the atmosphere, but also the confirmation of the tornado. Why don't we go ahead to relative velocity, and we can maybe do the correlation coefficient. So the correlation coefficient, so what this does, it looks at all the pieces of the rainfall in the atmosphere, or it can detect hail. Rain all looks basically the same. It detects hail or it detects sleet in the winter because they're different shapes. So what we have here is it sees that that's not rain. There's something else in the atmosphere, and that is the debris. Now notice it's starting to get a little bit more disorganized. We're not looking at that tight ball, so that could be an indication that this is weakening. I hope that's the case. In 5 minutes, we'll find out if they extend the tornado warning or if it's expired. But when we see the correlation coefficient, we can actually see that debris that's being kind of whipped up by that tornado on the ground. The relative velocity right now, I'm feeling better about this. We're not getting a real strong signature. So typically this does mean that we're starting to lose some of that circulation in the atmosphere, that tornado could be weakening. But again, we have that tornado warning until 6 o'clock for much of Bucks County right now. It's moving out of Montgomery County, and we also have a tornado warning until 6 o'clock for Salem County, New Jersey. Up until now, New Jersey hasn't seen much at all. It was sunny at the shore earlier today, but now we're starting to see some of that severe weather. Relative velocity, again, not a very strong signature. Also here, still that tornado warning is in effect until 6 o'clock. Tornado watch is also in effect for our entire viewing area until 10 o'clock. So this means that you do need to stay weather aware, that although I think the best chances of tornadoes will be south of Philadelphia and areas to the south, but we are seeing Bucks County as well. Everywhere we could get a tornado. So this is why you really do need to stay weather aware. With a watch, you don't have to take action. With a warning, that's when you get into your basement. So this is what we're looking at that's moving through Salem County right now. It's crossed to the north and east of Salem. It's moving towards Upper Pittsgrove. It's moving towards 322. Have to see if this holds together moving into Gloucester County. And let's go ahead and look at Bucks County as well. And I want to see, because that's the one that we've been watching. That was the extremely large and dangerous tornado confirmed on the ground. So relative velocity right now, looking for the center of that circulation, not seeing a strong signature. So this could be good news. That being said, if you live in that tornado warning, if you live anywhere in that red box, you need to be in your safe place. You need to be in your basement. If you don't have a basement, at least the lowest level of your home, away from the outside, away from windows. You want to be in a closet. You want to be a bathroom, something that doesn't have windows, that puts as many layers between you and the outdoors as possible. Looks like we could be having, what do you say?
There's an update.
We have an all right. Actually, I have this too, so I can say. I do think that even with the storms, if we don't have tornado warnings, we are looking at the possibility of some very strong straight line winds, and straight line winds can cause as much problems as tornadoes. I'm trying to update this. Can you guys open Adam's mic, please? Because he has an update. Because I'm still trying to find the latest.
So, yeah. So the Weather Service here issues a new tornado warning in effect for Gloucester and Salem County till 6:30. There's a couple new ones here. So Gloucester and Salem until 6:30. A possible tornado is located over Alloway or 12 miles northwest of Bridgeton, moving northeast at 40. They also issued a new tornado warning for Hunterdon and Mercer County, as well as Somerset in New Jersey and Bucks County. That's a different one than this one, until 6:30. Capable storm producing rotation over Ivyland, or 16 miles west of Trenton, moving northeast at 50 miles an hour.
Okay, so these are both moving very quickly. These are both radar indicated. So Chris, why don't we go ahead and start with the one for Bucks, Mercer counties until 6:30. So these are moving very quickly. So you can see actually our tornado warnings are overlapping right now. So that's what we're looking at. So again, if you do live in this area, parts of Bucks, parts of Mercer County, please seek shelter right away. Buckingham, Solebury, West Amwell, East Amwell, and Raritan all in the path of this storm system. So we've had, I think this is what, 5 or 6 tornado warnings right now. So very potent storms, a very strong rotation. And now let's go to the other one that I'm looking at here too. Till 6:30 for Gloucester and Salem County. So this one near Alloway. Warnings have kind of been extended along the path of the storm. So Piles Grove, South Harrison, Pittman, Mantua, and Deptford all in the path of the storm. So we're seeing that we're getting the activity right now in South Jersey, and we're also seeing the activity that's moving out of Bucks County into Mercer County, New Jersey, and the whole system is moving closer to us. All of these storms have been moving northeast pretty quickly, anywhere from about 35 to 50 miles per hour. So this is why you need to seek shelter right away. There's very little warning, and so this is why we want everyone to take the tornado warnings very seriously. Even the severe thunderstorm warnings, take them seriously. Do you want
Sure.
this too?
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll give you.
You got to keep scrolling
through.
Yes.
Thank you. So, looking at some things also on social media, I've been getting many photos from that possible or probable, as they're calling it now, tornado near Oxford in Chester County. On my Twitter, I've retweeted a few pictures on Route 1 northbound in Oxford. There are trees all over Route 1 on top of cars. Also in Oxford, near Route 472, there are many wires and poles snapped and all over the place. So that was the first tornado warning. This one right here, the Weather Service just said that a strong rotation is being indicated with this tornado that is in Salem County. Again, we have a few different tornado warnings ongoing right now, but this one in South Jersey saying that it has strong signature as it is moving to the north and east at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. There are the towns: Pittman at 622, Mantua at 625, Deptford at 629. Definitely want to seek shelter in northern parts of Gloucester County here as that tornado warning goes from Salem County into Gloucester County. And again, if this was to hold together, we'd have to watch this for I-95 as you head into Delaware County, northern parts of Camden County, and also, of course, southeastern parts of Philadelphia County. But right now, South Harrison, 611, this strong signature possible tornado, as they're calling it, moving towards Mulligan Hill at 616, Mantua at 623. Also in Deptford at 627, Westville at 631. Chris, let's bounce up to the one that newly issued tornado warning. That's for part of Mercer County, Bucks County, and then heading into Northampton County. Up here, we're seeing this. Okay, so we are seeing some gate-to-gate shear here, which is just to the south of 202, south of Buckingham, north of Warrington, right on 262. This is separate from the signature that was the definite tornado on the ground, the confirmed tornado that raked through central parts of Montgomery County. So this is a different storm that we're watching as it is pushing through and right along 202 here. It's just south of 202, but moving to the northeast at close to 50 miles an hour. So Furlong, 604, Buckingham at 606, Lambertville, which is right over the river from New Hope, that at 614, Hopewell, 625, Montgomeryville at 629. So again, they are issuing new tornado watches. This one new, and this is until 6:30 this evening here as it works to the north and east at about 50 miles an hour. In addition to that, these tornadoes are not tornadoes that you can see because there is so much water coming out of the atmosphere. It's a meteorological term known as rain-wrapped tornadoes. A rain-wrapped tornado is just an indication that you cannot see this coming your way. It will come with a wall of water with it if it was a tornado, in fact, on the ground, where we're seeing these rainfall rates anywhere between 1 inch and 3/4 of an inch an hour, as much as almost 3 inches per hour. So on top of the severe weather, as we were talking about the last couple of days, the severe weather is just the next tier on top of like putting salt into an open wound, because a lot of these counties are flooding right now. And then you're dealing with trees and wires down in parts of our viewing area. And there you can see with that additional tornado warning in southern New Jersey for Piles Grove into Gloucester County. Those right now also seeing rainfall rates in an order of almost 2 inches per hour. Yes, sis.
Yeah, I just have an update. Now, this is with the flash flooding, that I-95 northbound just south of the 322 exit for the Commodore Barry Bridge. All lanes are flooded. All lanes on I-95 northbound right now. Another reason why people need to stay off the roads.
Yeah, so exactly, Cecily. And this, Chris is showing the path of the tornado. Well, let's go after this, Chris. Let's go up and look at the estimated rainfall rates in that area, which is right here. But first, let's show this, because this is the tornado warning northeast. It's moving at 50 miles an hour. If this holds together, this is a possible radar-indicated tornado, different than a probable or confirmed tornado, but possible. Deptford at 625, Belmar at 630, and if it was to hold true all the way up towards Camden, it would be just after the 6:30 hour. So tornado warning there until 6:30.
Tornadoes near Woodstown.
Okay, Woodstown is where, is it confirmed or is it possible?
Radar indicated.
Okay, radar indicated here. I got it right here. So it's 6:05. Severe thunderstorm producing a possible tornado over Woodstown, or 13 miles southeast of Wilmington, moving to the northeast at 40. So this is now moving northeast at 40 miles an hour, possibly over Woodstown right now, and then heading towards these particular communities in their times as that is heading off to the north and east. As Cecily was also mentioning, the flooding, the ongoing flooding. Let's go a little bit to the north. So here is, right down here, this is the Commodore Barry Bridge right there where it says Chester. Here's 95. So it was southbound, you said 95 was flooded? Northbound. Okay, northbound flooded down to 1 lane. Thank you, Matt Pellman, where we're seeing these rainfall estimates of nearly 3 inches an hour. And then as we head to the north, again, it's less as you head to the south, but you see these big bright colors, Chester County, Montgomery County. And we expected most of that severe flooding to be to the north and west through central parts of Montgomery County. This is between 5 and 6 inches of rain thus far, and expected to continue to rain until nearly the midnight hour, along with the severe weather risks to continue. We have a tornado watch for everybody. Watch means the potential is there for storms to turn severe or tornadic. That's until 10 o'clock tonight. The flash flooding will be ongoing beyond that throughout the day tomorrow. So nearly 7 inches of rain in parts of Chester County already, and continues to rain at this hour. So stay off the roads tonight. Do not venture out unless it's an extreme emergency, because so many roads, so many creeks are flooded. And then we have debris on many of the roads, like in Montgomery County, where that confirmed tornado barreled through, as well as Oxford and Chester County. Here is that tornado, possible tornado, which right now is showing strengthening on the velocity from where we were at it last. This moving to the northeast also near 45 miles an hour. Solbury at 613, East Amwell at 624, Raritan just before the bottom of the hour at 627, and Reddington 636, as this is now in central Bucks County, heading towards Northampton County. Again, very close to New Hope, and right over New Hope is Lambertville. Right along the Delaware River there is where this possibly is going. Let's close in a little bit closer here and get some street. We'll go to street level here, some streets on there. And again, where you have that rotation, where you have that gate-to-gate shear of the inbound and outbound wind velocity within that particular cell. And this, what we're looking at is if there was a debris ball, if there was debris in the air. It's not as bright as it was, thankfully, what we saw in Montgomery County, but there's some little bit here trying to pick up, but the signature showing pretty strong here, right on 202 and Buckingham, heading towards Solbury, and also the Delaware River right there as you bump into Northampton County. So this continues to be in Bucks County right now, but Northampton County would be up next if that does hold true and that storm continues to show a velocity signature like that with the gate-to-gate share. So Mechanicsville Road is where it's pushing along, about to cross over Street Road, and then north Sugan Road near Salisbury, Stockton up there, and then there's the bend for the Delaware River, Cecily.
And we did get an update from the National Weather Service that it looks like that storm capable of producing the tornado is over Washington Crossing right now. So what I want to do, I want to reset. Why don't we go back to the maps to show the 2 tornado warnings? We have 2 tornado warnings in effect. Thanks, I'll take this. Yeah. Give you a break. Both of them are in effect until 6:30, but as we've been seeing, a lot of times we either get an extension of that tornado warning or we get new ones. The center of what used to be Hurricane Ida is moving through Maryland right now. It's getting closer to us, so we're very close to that circulation. So this is what we have. We have the tornado warning until 6:30 for Bucks, Northampton County, and we also have that tornado warning in effect until 6:30 for parts of Salem and Gloucester County. And there are some pretty good, or I shouldn't say good, but very strong indications that there is some rotation with the radar. Again, these are not confirmed tornadoes with eyewitnesses, but the radar indicated. And when you get a situation like this where we have the rain falling so heavily, you can't see a funnel cloud anyhow. So we really do rely on the radar. So let's go ahead and go to the relative velocity. Maybe we can track these storms as well. Chris Sowers, by the way, I know you can't see him right now, but he's doing a remarkable job on the radar. So thank you so much, Chris, for dealing with this. He's really under the gun. So this is the signature that we're looking at, and it looks like, again, it's near Washington Crossing right now, the center of that circulation, and these storms have been moving really quickly. This one is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So again, that's why the warning isn't just over where we're seeing that possible tornado, which is a very strong signature. It extends because they're moving so quickly, you don't have a lot of time. So that's why if you're in this tornado warning, hopefully you know where you live in your county, parts of Bucks County, parts of Northampton County. If you live anywhere in that red polygon, please seek shelter right away. Get in your safe place, get in your basement. If you don't have a basement, the lowest level of your home, an interior closet or a bathroom, something away from any windows. Salisbury, Delaware, we can go ahead and put those communities back up if you don't mind. I want to show the path of the storm, but that's okay. All right, it's moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So again, some of the communities, Salisbury, Delaware, Raritan, Montgomery, and Readington, all in the path of that storm. That tornado warning is in effect until 6:30, but we likely will have more tornadoes warnings as we head through the night. That tornado watch is in effect until 10 o'clock. Let's go down to the south. You're reading my mind, Chris, and show that tornado warning that's in effect for parts of Salem and Gloucester County, moving into a very highly populated area. We don't have a very strong indication from the velocity, but it looks like there is a little bit right there north and east of Pilesgrove. This one is moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So Mantua, Deptford, Westfield, Haddon, and Philadelphia, if it holds together, it would be moving into Philadelphia. This would be the second tornado warning for Philadelphia. Again, that particular, actually both of the tornado warnings are in effect until 6:30. So we'll have to see how these cells hold together. A lot of them have been holding together pretty well. So we've been seeing the tornado warnings actually getting extended. And let's go ahead and go to the radar, and I can show you kind of the big picture of what's going on. We were talking about the fact that Ida would be a double threat, that we had the threat of the flooding, which we're seeing. There's flash flooding all across southeastern Pennsylvania. It's pushing into New Jersey right now. And also that we had the threat of severe weather. So you can see right now, Philadelphia, it is raining really hard. We've got some lightning strikes as well. And we're getting the banding around this low pressure. It's not still a tropical entity, but it's really strong. And when that happens, you get the bands of the heavy rain and the thunderstorms, and with those, some of those could have a little bit of twist. It's what's called shear, when the direction of the wind changes in the atmosphere according to height, or even the speed can change. And when you get a bit of shear, it can cause some of that twisting that can spawn a tornado. So this is why we do have that tornado watch that's in effect, and those 2 tornado warnings in effect for parts of Bucks, Hunterdon County, and also for parts of Salem and Gloucester County. I think they are still in effect right now. And then you can can also see the bigger picture, the tornado watch. Tornado watch just means be aware, watch out for the possibility of tornadoes developing. Unfortunately, this is verifying because we are seeing multiple tornado warnings. This year right now, we've had the most tornado warnings issued by our local National Weather Service office ever. I think we're up to about 37, 38 right now.
And we have a couple quick updates. They continue that tornado warning in Bucks County that's heading towards Hunterdon County. 612, a confirmed tornado. So it's a confirmed tornado located near Washington Crossing or 9 miles northwest of Trenton, moving to the northeast at 50. So this is our second confirmed tornado. This one in Bucks County near Washington Crossing, moving 9 miles northwest of Trenton. Also in Horsham, the 911 call center, multiple buildings have had their roofs blown off along Norristown Road. So you want to avoid Norristown Road in Horsham and Montgomery County. It is completely blocked with debris with that confirmed tornado.
Okay, and we're getting a lot of reports of a lot of damage, a lot of trees down, likely a lot of power lines down. So now, we have 2 confirmed tornadoes tonight, and unfortunately, the night is still pretty young. So this is the one that we're talking about that's moving through Bucks County into Hunterdon County, and this also confirmed tornado, Salisbury, Delaware, Raritan, Montgomeryville, and Readington, all in the path of this tornado. And let's go ahead and show you maybe some of the rainfall rates as well, because I don't want this to get lost on people that we have a tremendous amount of rain that's falling. This storm has actually strengthened over the past day. When it was over the Tennessee Valley, it didn't look anything like this, but we had a piece of upper level energy that dove in that ignited it. So the rainfall rates anywhere from about 1.5 to more than 2 or close to 2 inches per hour. And we can show how much rain has accumulated. Big threat of flash flooding. We're seeing a lot of flash flooding. A lot of roads have been closed. A lot of basements are flooding now, streams and creeks. And the rainfall estimates show that parts of southeastern Pennsylvania now more than 6 inches of rain. So I think this storm could be an overachiever. What's going on? It's called orographic lift. It's when you get terrain lifting up the air, and when you get air that's ascending, it causes condensation. So it can squeeze out a lot of moisture. It's like a sponge when you can squeeze it and just pours out. Let's go ahead and query this near Norristown, 5 inches of rain. So the areas north and west of Philadelphia, as expected, getting the most rainfall, but we've got that tornado threat along the I-95 corridor, parts of Bucks County, Hunterdon County, into South Jersey as well. So definitely a double threat. And with accumulation of rainfall, this is, we took 5 inches, this is usually talking snow. When you get that, you get the flash flooding. And then eventually all that water has to go somewhere. So then it runs off into the rivers. So that's why we do think that there will be moderate to perhaps major flooding in the rivers tomorrow. The Schuylkill River, definitely not even out of the question. We could get that in the Delaware River. So this is our immediate concern, though. This tornado warning right now, this is the one in South Jersey. So tracking the storm, this is moving northeast very quickly as well, about 40 miles per hour. Mantua, Deptford, Camden, Cherry Hill, and Moorestown. If you're in those communities, please seek shelter right away. Now notice, it does extend beyond the actual tornado warning. That tornado warning is in effect until 6:30, so that kind of cuts off at Deptford. But we've been seeing with these cells that they haven't been dying off. There's a lot of energy in the atmosphere. Parts of South Jersey even got some sunshine today, so that kind of adds to it. So we're not seeing the storms kind of spin up and die off.
On this trajectory, it might go right over the Deptford Mall.
Okay.
It's lined right up with the Deptford Mall.
So the Deptford Mall, hopefully anyone there has gotten shelter if it's heading there. I don't want to say go home because you want to stay off the roads right now. So all right. Actually, I can probably see it on my iPad too.
It's over Mulligan Hill.
Okay, all right, here we go. I have it. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. So this is radar indicated. Is over Mulligan Hill right now, 14 miles southwest of Gloucester City, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So the tornado warning does continue for Gloucester County, New Jersey until 6:30. Again, right now it looks like it's over Mullica Hill, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So again, Mantua, Deptford, Camden, Cherry Hill, and Morristown all in the path of this possible tornado. And it does look like we are getting a pretty strong signature of that tornado. Again, it's radar indicated, but it looks pretty legit. And with storms like this, a lot of people say, is this a tornado? Do you know? We don't know tonight, except for in 2 cases where it was confirmed. But when the radar has a good signature like that, take it seriously. You should take every tornado warning seriously. And what will happen, the National Weather Service will send out a survey team. Usually it's the next day. They look at the damage. They look at the debris. If it's all in a straight line, it's probably straight line winds. But if the trees are scattered in a circular fashion, that's typically a tornado. So this is the Storm Tracker 6 radar reflectivity. And you can see, looks like the center of that circulation right now is kind of between the Atlantic City Expressway and the New Jersey Turnpike. You can also see just how quickly it's moving. All of these storms have been moving at a pace anywhere from about 35 to 50 miles per hour. This particular cell is moving northeast at 40 miles per hour, moving into a very populated area across some typically very busy roads. Hopefully people are off the roads tonight. So Deptford, Haddon, Cherry Hill, Maple Shade, and Morristown all in the path of this particular possible tornado, radar indicated tornado. Let's go ahead and also go to the next one that we've been tracking that's moving out of Bucks County, Northampton County, because we do have 2 tornado warnings in effect for the next 10 minutes. And then we'll have to see, we'll probably see some more, because again, we have that tornado watch in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. So again, that watch means that the conditions are favorable. I do have an update on this one now. So, all right, we have another warning now. We have a tornado warning in effect for Hunterdon, Mercer, Somerset, and Bucks County now until 7 o'clock. At 6:20, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, so this is radar indicated, was located over Richboro, 11 miles west of Trenton, and this one is moving northeast. This one's a little bit slower at 35 miles per hour. So here we go. So we have kind of overlapping tornado warnings right now. So this one again is near Richboro, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Let's go ahead, and we're having pretty good, pretty strong radar signature of this over Upper Makefield Township. So Moore, Woodsville, East Amwell, Wirtsville, and Montgomery all in the path of the storm. So we have another tornado warning kind of overlapping the other one that's in Bucks and Hunterdon County. So this continues until 7 o'clock. So the other one will expire within, the next 9 minutes, but this will continue until 7 o'clock. So it's been a very, very busy night. Do you have an update with this as well?
Whenever you need a break, I'm here for you.
Come on in.
You want me to come in?
Yeah, come on in. I need to drink some water.
Yes.
Here.
I'll just switch you right here.
Here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we do have what you'd almost call sister tornadoes side by side here in Bucks County. The original one until 6:30. That's the lower polygon here near Hopewell, Upper Makefield Township as it heads into Hunterdon County. And then you have that newly issued tornado warning, which is this one right near Stockton at 6:24, heading towards Delaware, just to the north of 202. Yeah, Chris.
Tornado spotted in
Mullica Hill.
So there was a tornado spotted.
It was spotted, yes.
Okay, so it's spotted tornado in Mullica Hill. So why don't we go down? Another issues. All right, that's one 6:22 here.
Yep.
All right, so a new tornado warning for Burlington, Camden, Gloucester, and Philadelphia counties until 6:45. That is the storm right there that was going over the Deptford Mall, near the Deptford Mall, as Chris was mentioning. We got the sirens going off on here for a second time today, as we now have a tornado warning for Philadelphia County for a second time. This particular possible tornado was located over Mullica Hill, or 11 miles southwest of Gloucester City, moving to the northeast at 40 miles an hour. So as you look at the radar here, the signature, let me put it down here. Here's the New Jersey Turnpike. There's 322 as you go off from the Commodore Barry Bridge, where you could see that possible rotation of that bright, bright green and the reds there, moving to the northeast at 40 miles an hour. It would be crossing over the New Jersey Turnpike. It would also be going over 42. Here is Philadelphia, right in here where the box is, but Cherry Hill at 641, Camden 638, Morristown at 648, Delran, possibly at 6:51 if it made it that far to the north. But we've been seeing with these particular tornado warnings is they issue the warning when the signature is just starting to show up on the radar, so that the National Weather Service, who issues these warnings, doing a tremendous job following every single one of these notches in the atmosphere. And then after it's issued, we're seeing these strengthen further, where typically in our area, a lot of times when they issue the warnings, because they're such short-lived, just briefly touchdown tornadoes, weak ones, they're a blip on the radar. In this environment, we talked about this, how we had a high significant tornado parameter today. That just allows these tornadoes, the environment of these tornadoes, to sustain themselves, to also increase their intensity. So we're kind of in an environment you would see in the Midwest here this afternoon, and we have to take away our thoughts that we live in the Delaware or Lehigh Valleys right now. We can't think in that mode. We need to think in long track tornadoes, dangerous tornadoes right now, and heed the warnings and get in the lowest levels of your room. So again, the towns and the times there. Why don't we put a new track. Yes, go ahead.
New track. Okay, I was just waiting for what you wanted to go to.
It's all good. I sometimes just go into a tangent here and trying to educate myself as well as others out there on this sort of setup here. But again, this possible tornado that did have a spotter see a funnel cloud. A funnel cloud is rotation of clouds up in the atmosphere, but not on the ground, technically speaking.
Delaware.
Another one in Newcastle,
Yep.
Delaware. Let me pull that one up. Thank you very much. So we now have another tornado warning for Newcastle County in Delaware till 7 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm. Again, this is radar indicated, possibly producing a tornado over, is it Chaos? I'm guessing it's Chaos or near Middletown. So basically right near Middletown, moving to the northeast at 30 miles an hour. So we want to look at here, and there you can see there's the origination of the tornado warning that was just issued till 7 in Newcastle County, and then it pushes its way. And as you notice, it's almost like a triangle, and it spreads out, kind of like the cone of uncertainty with a hurricane, because they want to give it room, because we've seen today with some of these tornado warnings, the possible tornadoes are going northeast, and then they switch and lift to the north here. So that's why you get a broader view of that tornado warning in northern parts of Newcastle County. But Bear, 643, Christiana, 647, Midvale, 650, Newcastle at 653 with this possible radar indicated tornado right near Chesapeake City, heading to the north and east at roughly 30 miles an hour. So this one a little slower than the others. But right now, so we have a tornado warning in Newcastle County. We have a tornado warning in Salem, Camden, and Gloucester, Philadelphia County, and also Bucks County and Hunterdon County. So if I rattled off those counties, you want to be in the lowest levels of your home, watching us. We have a great 6 ABC app where you can watch us live on there, so you're in a safe spot and don't have to be near a TV, which is typically in a room with windows, being on the lowest. Yes, Cecily, go ahead.
Yeah, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado is now located over Woodbury Heights, or 8 miles south of Gloucester City. This is moving northeast at 40 miles an hour.
Okay.
Again, confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado.
There it is, Cecily, as you can see it right on there, right over Mantua, right here. So this is our third confirmed tornado of the day on the ground, as we are watching it live right now, just south of the New Jersey Turnpike. That is in Gloucester County, about to bump into Camden County, Deptford 628, which is 20 seconds from now, Haddon 639, Cherry Hill 646 of this confirmed large and dangerous tornado heading into northern Gloucester and also northwestern Camden County, Morristown at 655. So in the direct path as you go over, this is the Benjamin Franklin Bridge. Right here, if I'm getting my bearings straight here, or is that the Walt Whitman? It's very hard to see so close, but I think this is the Bend, and then that hooks down onto 670, 676 as you head onto 42. So again, the interchange of near the Walt Whitman Bridge where you connect to 42 and also connect if you're coming away from the shore on 42, and then you hook your way onto 676 north to go to the Benjamin Franklin Bridge. This is where it is pushing over right now. Cherry Hill at 646, Maple Shade coming in at 650, and 655 from Morristown, where you can see this. Why don't we go to the correlation coefficient and see if we have a debris ball with this? Again, debris ball. It's the first time you probably heard it this summer with Cecily and Brittany at the end of July when we saw that signature on the radar, where the radar is being confused with so many different elements and debris in the atmosphere. So there we can see the debris ball right here. Just right over the New Jersey Turnpike in southern parts of West Deptford. How do you know that is a debris ball compared to all these other colors? Well, when you take a look over here, notice how pixelated and kind of strung out all of that signature is, and then you get that big bright ball right there. That is where, again, more than likely you got trees, you got leaves, you got dirt, you got rooftops in the air spinning around, and the radar is just picking all of that up as it heads to the north and east at 40 miles an hour. Here is the Delaware River, and here is Center City, Philadelphia, so it's not too far to the south. We need to watch this for parts of Philadelphia County, which is under a tornado warning right now. It is not directly in Center City. Here's the red line for the tornado warning. It would be South Philadelphia and the areas in Philadelphia County right on the Delaware River, like Penn's Landing, that would have to watch for this possible tornado, or actually confirmed tornado now, heading to the northeast at about 40 miles an hour. And getting here, a visual, someone, just a storm spotter here says he has a visual of a large tornado southeast of Mantua. So someone had a visual of this when it was over Mantua, and also confirming multiple technical rescues, people trapped in collapsed structured based off of scanner traffic. So there could be collapsed buildings with people trying to be rescued right now near Mantua, where this confirmed tornado continues to pass through. Again, we've had two other confirmed tornadoes, one in Bucks County, another one in Montgomery County, but this one we're tracking a very dangerous, particularly dangerous situation with a tornado on the ground heading to Cherry Hill by 6:45. That is 14 minutes from now. Maple Shade at 6:48, Morristown 6:52, Delran at 6:55. The direction of this right now would keep it just east of Philadelphia in Philadelphia County, but again, these particular situations can change track at any moment in time. We saw that in Chester County. It was moving northeast, and then it switched its direction to the north. So that is something we'll watch to see if it continues on this path, or does it want to hook more towards the north. We'll continue to follow that as well. In addition to that, we have just a tremendous amount of rain. Chris, why don't we go on to the rainfall rates as well? Because a lot of these, even though some reports of seeing the funnel cloud and also seeing a large tornado on the ground, there's so much rain falling, and rainfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour on top of it in these areas. So when these confirmed tornadoes or probable tornadoes pass through these communities, the ground is already saturated, and then we've seen 2 to as much as 7 inches of rain today in parts of the area. Any little wind, never mind a tornado coming through, the root structures on these trees are so weak right now that they're easily going to be knocked over or uprooted because the ground is not solid holding in the trees anymore. So that also adds to the severity of the situation, that these trees can easily fall on power lines or on homes as these tornadoes are passing through, as we are now again seeing that confirmed tornado. 6:32 continues tornado warning here for Camden, Gloucester till 6:45. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over Woodbury. That was at 6:32, 47 seconds ago, or near Gloucester City, moving to the northeast at 40 miles an hour. So again, that confirmed tornado, dangerous tornado, was over Woodbury just a minute ago, moving near Gloucester City to the northeast at 40 miles an hour as we continue to watch this dangerous tornado on the ground down there in Gloucester, now about to bump over Camden County. And again, we still have those tornado warnings in northern central parts of Bucks County heading into Hunterdon County. So if you are listening still from Hunterdon, Bucks County, want to seek shelter. Newcastle County, we still have that tornado warning for northern parts of Newcastle County. You want to be in the lowest levels of the foam. Those ones, the ones in Bucks County and the one in Newcastle County, are radar indicated. So we're staying with this because this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. So again, don't want to disregard you all that are in northern Delaware or Bucks County near those possible tornadoes. Stay in shelter where you are there, but we are honing in on this because this is a confirmed tornado that continues to pass through.
Do you want me to
come on
give you a
in.
break? I don't know. You know, actually, I'm going to stand here. Why don't I just talk with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because
Let's do
we
it.
keep, and you can do the updates there. Something I'm very concerned about, first of all, this is our third large and extremely dangerous confirmed tornado on the ground. And like you mentioned, that we do have some scanner traffic that there are people trapped in structures.
Yes.
And we've also, in addition with the flash flooding, is that we also have reports of water rescues too. I mean, we're focusing on the tornadoes because that's such the immediate concern. But we also do have reports of a lot of water rescues because we've seen parts of our area have gotten more than 6 inches of rain. So, so this is this serious situation. It's going to get a little bit worse because the center of Ida is moving into our area.
Yeah.
So any storm, especially closer to the center, especially near Philadelphia, South Jersey, any storm's going to want to have a little bit of rotation.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, some people may forget of the fact that when this made landfall on Sunday, it was, I think, a top 5 strong storm. And so even though it's not a hurricane anymore, as we're finding out right now, it still has a tremendous amount of energy. And it has a tremendous amount of spin.
Yeah.
And the models have shifted throughout the days we've been watching. And originally it was going to pass to our south. And so it was a flash flood threat and maybe a little bit of severe weather. But then every model started nudging it farther north, and now the center of that storm is going to be passing through Philadelphia, or very close to it. So any storm that pops up, getting wrapped around, there's going to want to be some shearing with it, some spin.
And I would say is that when you mentioned is a very good description when you said how it was a very top dangerous hurricane back in Louisiana, and it still has a lot of energy. I look at it as like a spinning top, like a toy top. You know, you spin it around, and it just spins and spins and spins, and eventually it kind of wobbles and unwinds itself. But this is still spinning; it is not unwobbled yet. And Chris, before we go to something I want to show everybody, here are the updated towns and times for this dangerous tornado on the ground. Cherry Hill 645, Maple Shade 649, Siddaminson 653, Delran at 657. But Chris, in the severe weather show, can we go to the significant tornado parameter to show people?
The show.
Well, you said,
tracker.
as Cecily was mentioning to you all, that the center of the circulation of what was Ida is not going to pass through Philadelphia until about 8 or 9 o'clock this evening from what we were projecting. So with that being said, right now it is 6:30. Here's 6:30, significant tornado parameter. We don't usually look at this. We usually don't get this.
We usually get little ones.
Little ones.
Zeros and ones until this year.
So when we say significant tornadoes, that means EF2 minimum or greater. And where you see all these browns here, that's near a moderate risk or a chance. And by 7 o'clock, 7:30, notice how it's starting to lift into North Jersey. So your tornado risk starts to lift away by 9 o'clock into North Jersey. But 9 o'clock is
We've got a ways to go.
2.5 hours from now. So you may be, listening to Cecily and I for a couple more hours here with tornado warnings. Yeah.
And so now we've had 3 extremely large and confirmed and dangerous tornadoes. We had one in Bucks County, we had one in Montgomery County, and now we have one in Gloucester County that's moving into Camden County, and now we have another tornado warning that's posted for Newcastle County until 7 o'clock. So we have 2 tornado warnings now, one for Newcastle County until 7 o'clock, another one that's moving through Camden, Gloucester County, Philadelphia, Burlington County until 6:45. So I'm going to step out and
No, you're good. Yeah, go ahead. Yep. Local storm report here. The 911 center at 6:21. Significant damage in the Mullica Hill area. where that confirmed tornado is moving through. Significant damage in the Mullica Hill area, including several homes that have been damaged and trees down on Cedar Road. So Cedar Road, many homes damaged and trees down in Mullica Hill, where a confirmed tornado has passed through, and that confirmed tornado is still on the ground right now, about to bump over the border of Gloucester into Salem County. The tornado warning near Bear, south of Wilmington, along I-95 through the central part of Newcastle County. That is not confirmed. That is a radar indicated tornado, but this one here is a confirmed. So Chris, let's go back to the storm relative velocity here and take a look at that one that is pushing, again, over many different highly traveled roadways here. Yes.
Delaware, or you want to close?
No, let's do Gloucester. Okay. Let's do Gloucester, because we just got that update about the significant damage on Cedar Road in Mullica Hill as this tornado continues to move to the northeast at about 40 miles an hour. Now, the signature not, thankfully, as strong as it was, but still a very dangerous situation here, passing over Cherry Hill at 6:48. That's in 9 minutes from now. Cinnaminson at 6:55. Delran at 6:58. Ben Salem, that's really far up and outside. Even Delran, you are outside the tornado warning. If it was extended, then you would be under the gun with this, but at this moment in time, it doesn't go much farther north than Cherry Hill, and right near the NWS, the National Weather Service, who issues all of these warnings, going over there near their office, probably around that 6:48 hour. And again, we're getting so many other flood warnings on top of it here. The Brandywine Creek in Wilmington, as well as Chadds Ford, is going into flood right now. The Schuylkill and also the Delaware River will be going into at least moderate flooding almost at all locations during the day tomorrow, starting in the morning into the afternoon. It's the smaller creeks and streams that flood first that we're seeing right now. They have to dump their water into the Delaware or the Schuylkill. It's called the tributaries. And then that's why those main rivers rise a little bit later. But here we go. We can see right near Haddingfield, as well as Cherry Hill, just to the east of 130, heading towards Iron Rock. And this is where the National Weather Service radar is located, passing very close by to that. All right, so the National Weather Service just canceled the tornado warning for Newcastle County. So Newcastle County, it has been canceled, but the tornado warning for Camden, as well as Philadelphia County and Gloucester County, continues until 6:45 for another 4 minutes as this moves to the north and east at roughly 40 miles an hour. Getting harder to see the signature, and more than likely, it's harder to see the signature when you get that close. Chris, remind me, confirm that or not, when you get that close to a radar, is it really hard to see a signature that, it's basically almost on top of the radar now?
Yes, because you're kind of shooting over
it.
Right, and so, because remember, you can't, the radar's, because of the curvature of the earth, the beam is going to shoot over it when you're close to it.
So let's say, here's the tornado, here's the radar. The beam is missing it at this point. So, Chris, let's stop the rate of the reflectivity. I see a good hook here.
Okay.
A very, very good hook. So again, even though we're not seeing the velocity, when I was looking, saying I can't see anything in the velocity anymore, it's because it's close to the radar. So now let's switch to the reflectivity, which is the heavy rain, and there it is right there. The hook with that tornado on the ground, north and east of Gloucester City, almost moving over the heart of Cherry Hill right now. That split from 73 to 70 is where it is moving. 130, Cinnaminson, you all need to be in the lowest part of your house, in a shelter at this moment in time, as this confirmed and dangerous and large tornado is pushing through Gloucester and now heading into Camden County. This tornado has now created so much damage near Mullica Hill that homes have been damaged heavily. We have folks that are trapped in buildings as well, with rescues ongoing. Cinnaminson 6:53, Cherry Hill at 6:46. I would not be surprised if they continue this warning, because it's about to expire here. We will see whether that is the case or not. But this particular tornado moving to the north and east at 40 miles an hour, with that kind of signature on the radar, it'd be hard pressed to not extend this. But again, those really good experts who are looking at a lot of different things as well at the National Weather Service, who are amazing meteorologists as well, are the ones who are issuing the warnings, will give us the go-ahead that we are okay and in the clear, or they're going to extend this, and we will find that out. Okay, 6:43, they just issued a tornado warning to extend this. So with that signature we were just looking at together here is still a confirmed tornado on the ground. It is located over Golden Triangle or near Camden, moving to the northeast at 40 miles an hour. And this has had a history of producing a very strong tornado over Gloucester County. Our phones are going off again here since Philadelphia County is under a new tornado warning now. Third tornado warning in Philadelphia County this afternoon until 7:15. It is right over Cherry Hill. Go ahead, Cecily. Yes, going to the northeast at about 45, 50 miles an hour. And there are your towns and times as it continues, and will be basically pushing right along the Delaware River as it heads to the northeast there, Cecily.
All right, I just want to give you a break. Thanks. Because you're doing a great job. Yeah, I'll take that. You know, it's sometimes it's good.
No, it's really good.
It's hard to scroll through,
yeah.
But so again, we do now have that tornado warning. So as Adam showed you on the radar, that there was a very strong signature. So the warning was supposed to expire, but when there's such a strong signature, you can see that this cell is not weakening. So that possible tornado right now near Camden, it's moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. And it does have a history of producing tornadoes. So we've had 3 confirmed tornadoes on the ground, large and extremely dangerous tornadoes on the ground. We had one in Bucks County, we had one in Montgomery County, we had one in Gloucester County, and this is the cell. So this is moving northeast, it's moving quickly. I think it's 40 miles per hour. So Cinnaminson, Delran, Delanco, Ben Salem, and Bristol all in the path of this cell that could be producing a tornado, and that tornado warning is in effect until 6:15. So this is the polygon, that's the area, this is a 7:15, sorry. This is the area where if you live within these red lines, you need to seek shelter right away. I've been saying about it all night. When you have a tornado warning, please get in your basement. I know not everyone has basements. If you don't have a basement, the first floor of your home, a closet, a bathroom, something in the middle of the home that doesn't have windows, so you can put as many layers between you and the outdoors as possible. We've had a lot of reports of people being stuck with the floodwaters. We've also had a lot of reports of damage to homes, and also scanner traffic has said that some people have been trapped in buildings. So some structures have been damaged or demolished, and there are a lot of rescues going on right now. So again, this is where we have that tornado warning in effect until 7:15. Why don't we go ahead and maybe show the correlation coefficient? Let's see if we can see any kind of debris ball, because we've had 3 systems right now, 3 cells that we've seen some of that. So this isn't really tightly wound, but it looks like we are seeing some of that debris right now, very close to Cherry Hill, moving towards Cinnaminson. So this could be an indication that that tornado is picking up some dirt, some branches, and kind of wrapping them around. So what this does, it can see that it's not uniform. When you have the debris, it's in all different shapes and sizes. So that's why this is one of the tools that we use, and we've just started using this year. Typically you don't get that, and we can see that it looks like that is in fact a tornado. So also we have flood warnings in effect across our whole area almost, because we've had just tremendous amounts of rain. The center of what used to be Category 4 Hurricane Ida is moving into our area right now. So that's doing a couple things. It's producing that severe weather with the twisting in the atmosphere, that shear, and it's also unleashing a lot of rain. The precipitation rates are intensifying. They're now up to nearly 3 inches per hour with these particular bands. So these are very close to the center of the storm. The center of the storm looks like it's moving out of Maryland. It'll be crossing right through the Philadelphia area a little bit later on tonight, probably around 8 o'clock, and then pushing off the coast. Some of the storm reports we have: Mullica Hill, significant damage right now. We have several homes on Cedar Road damage, and we also have reports of a lot of trees down. Do we have any other storm reports? This is interesting to look at.
Tree damage, Fort Washington.
Fort Washington, so that again was the other confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado, the Fort Washington area, Montgomery County, so significant tree damage reported as well. That happened at 5:39. That's when that area was under a tornado warning. We have a lot of flooding as well. Wind damage, Horsham, multiple buildings have the roofs blown off. Possible tornado, that happened at 5:46, and again, that was when they had that tornado warning for that extremely large and dangerous confirmed tornado. We've had 3 tornadoes confirmed tonight, confirmed by the radar when you can actually see that debris ball, and we've had more tornado warnings. So the National Weather Service will be working really hard, not just tonight, but also over the next several days to see that, to survey the area to see if it was in fact a tornado for the other tornado warnings. Also the flash flooding in Malvern right now, the intersection of Church Road and West Sweetsford Road, impassable. I mean, look at all these reports of flooding. The flooding continues, and we've had also some wind damage reports in Wilmington. That tornado warning that was in effect for Newcastle, that has now been lifted, but thunderstorm wind gusts, non-thunderstorm wind gusts, up to 52 miles per hour. So we're kind of getting threefold problems with the system. We're getting the flooding, we're getting the severe weather, the tornadoes, and we're also getting some pretty intense wind gusts just because that center of the storm is getting closer to us. Upper Oxford Township. Now, this was the very first tornado warning that we had for Chester County. So there are reports of a lot of trees down in that area. So that was right close to Route 1. Near New London, and that was our first tornado warning. That report at 4:21, that was a radar indicated tornado, not confirmed, but certainly a lot of damage. All right, we do have an update on that tornado warning. Yep. It continues, so it looks like now that severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is near Palmyra, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and zoom in on that and do a track on this. So that tornado warning continues until 7:15, moving at 40 miles per hour. So this is moving very quickly. So some of the areas, Delran, Ben Salem, Bristol, Levittown, and Lower Makefield, all in the path of the storm. This is the same cell that produced the confirmed tornado in Gloucester County. So what's going on? This cell is moving northeast pretty quickly, and it's holding together. So we do have a pretty good indication with our relative velocity that we've got the red, we've got the green pretty close to each other. So that's a pretty strong signature that this could in fact be a legitimate tornado moving northeast pretty quickly at about 40 miles per hour.
Right over Rancocas Valley High School.
Near Rancocas Valley High School. I didn't see that in the report. That's because you know the area, right? And so Chris is from South Jersey, so he knows the area very well. So right over at Rancocas Valley High School, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So this is probably about our 8th tornado warning of the night. That continues until 7:15. Why don't we go ahead, why don't we try correlation coefficient? And then we can also look at some of the rainfall rates, because I don't want to get lost in the fact that we have a tremendous amount of flash flooding out there as well. We've been talking for several days the fact that this storm would come kind of with a two-part punch, that we'd be getting the rain, we'd be getting all that water, we'd be getting the flash flooding and the flooding, and also the severe weather with the potential for tornadoes. Typically in this area until this year, when we do see any tornadoes, they're usually the small ones. They're the EF0, the gustnados, or the EF1s. But now we've been seeing July 29th, we had an EF3, and the National Weather Service did issue the possibility that some of these tornadoes could be EF2s or higher, which typically we don't get in the area. Usually we get these little spin-ups. They touch down briefly. They don't stay on the ground, but they are now. So, you know, Chris, move this up because the banner is covering it. So we have the banner that says a tornado warning until 7:15. So can we slide this? No, the other way. Because there, a little bit more. There we go. So this does show that it looks like there is some debris right now. So this you can see it's east of Philadelphia. It's right over the New Jersey Turnpike, and it's on the move. So this pretty strong signature that this could in fact be a tornado moving northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So if this is a tornado, this has been staying on the ground for a long time. It started in Gloucester County. It's moving through Camden County. It's moving towards Burlington County, currently near Maple Shade right now. And so right along Route 30 almost northeast right now. So it looks like this cell is staying together. There's a lot of energy near the center of a remnant low when that storm used to be a Category 4 hurricane. So that's why some of these tornadoes that are spinning up, they stay on the ground for a long time. And that's occurring right now, or it appears to be anyhow. You can see it looks like it will be riding right along Route 130. So especially here, if you're near Delran, I hope you're in your safe place right now. I hope you're in your basement. I hope you are not traveling. This is not a situation where you want to be on the roads. You want to be in your safe place. You want to be sheltered. Heading towards Edgewater Park right now. Looks like it's heading right towards I-95, north of 130 currently. This is the one tornado warning we have in effect until 7:15. But the tornado watch is in effect until 10 o'clock for our entire viewing area. So it's not until, it's probably around 9 o'clock or so when we get the remnant low of Ida moving away that we can kind of relax a little bit, and hopefully we don't see any more of these tornado warnings. Let's go ahead and go to the radar, maybe a wider view to show a bigger picture of this. All right, let's show this. This is something important too. Tornado safety. So this is something up until this year that we don't talk about that much. We typically don't get a lot of tornadoes. That's changed this year. So what you want to do, number one, you want to avoid windows. You don't want to be near the glass that can be shattered when you get a wind gust, when you get a tree branch or a tree falling on your house. Go to the lowest floor of your house. If you have a basement, that's really where you want to be. If you don't have a basement, you want to get into the lowest level of your home. You want to get into an interior hall or a bathroom, something that doesn't have windows and something that puts a lot of layers between you and the outside as possible. You want to get into a cocoon. If you are in a trailer home, that's not a good place to be. We were talking on a live Facebook, and Chris was saying, very important, if you're in a trailer home, you know, if there's a gas station nearby that has one of those little stores, that's a better place to be, because typically they're made of concrete, and so they're indestructible almost. So you want to be in a very sturdy shelter. Tornado watch is in effect until 10 o'clock. So as we all know, a warning means you have to get in your safe place right away. A watch just means that it's favorable environment, that there could be some tornadoes. Unfortunately, it's verified. We've had 3 confirmed tornadoes already. In that warning, you want to seek shelter right away. A few tornadoes likely. This is an old graphic, but this is showing this is exactly what's happening, and a couple of them could be intense. So we have expired the tornado warning for Hunterdon and Mercer counties, which is expected, but we still have that tornado warning that's still in effect for parts of Gloucester County, parts of Philadelphia, parts of Burlington County until 7:15, and Bucks County as well. So now we have a tornado warning that's a little bit out of our area, isn't it? Until 7 o'clock now. It's a little bit kind of northern Mercer County until 7 o'clock.
You want to go up there?
So yeah, let's go up there and check that out. So I'm looking at a different one that's been expired. So is that, what time is that one till?
This.
You know what? No,
I thought it's been expired.
It is expired.
Okay, all right,
Yes,
all right.
it
Let's
just
not
hasn't
worry
come
about
off.
that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think our graphics, sometimes we're looking at this National Weather Service chat, and sometimes we get the information first here. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for the graphics to reload, so that's why it showed that was still in effect. That's now expired. But this is the one that we're concerned about until 7:15. So man, look at this. Wow, I mean, that is a very strong signature. Chris, let's move it up a little bit again, because the banner is over that. So I want to show you, there we go. So this is when we talk about velocity, relative velocity. It's relative to our radar site. So the green is heading towards the radar site, the red is away, and this shows that very bright red, and that's an indication, the brighter the color, the stronger the winds. So that's an indication of very strong winds heading away from the radar site, and it's very close to green, heading towards the radar site. So when you get the wind going in the opposite direction, that's when you see that spinning, and that's when you see that possible tornado. So that right now is just to the west of Route 130. It's moving towards the northeast at about 40 miles per hour, so that tornado warning does continue until 7:15. We have had some local storm reports right now, multiple trees and wires down around Cherry Hill for the possible tornado there at 6:40. So we've had a lot of reports of trees down, and also the Mullica Hill area, a lot of reports also of a lot of homes damaged. So some of the communities in the path of this possible tornado, and again, it's a very strong signature, so I would be surprised if this is not a tornado. Croydon, Blue Ridge, Levittown, Lower Makefield, and Trenton, all in the path of the storm. Now, Trenton is past the 7:15 mark, so we don't have a tornado warning for Trenton quite yet, but these storms have had a history of staying together, and so I wouldn't be surprised if this tornado warning actually does get extended into the Trenton area, into Mercer County. So, and we're not done yet. Again, we've got a while. Yeah. You want to take over, Adam?
Sure. Yeah. Cherry Hill Township, multiple trees down, wires around Cherry Hill from that, possible tornado as well. Yeah.
We need another one of these. Our boss is watching.
Our boss is watching. Can we get another iPad?
Can we get another iPad, please?
All right. Oops. With all due said, though, with this serious situation, we continue to watch that possible tornado, as it's pushing again into southern parts there now of almost bumping into Bucks County and northern Camden County, also Mercer County right on the edge of this. So Croydon, you're in that path at 7:01, which is in a couple of minutes from now. Bristol at 7:05, Levittown, that's lower Bucks County at 7:10, Trenton 7:19. We're watching that. That's a little farther north of the tornado warning, but it's moving in that direction. Also want to note that on social media, when Cecily was on, I'm trying to look at a lot of different things, and there are many videos coming from Mullica Hill that I have retweeted. And again, please, if you are safe and you're not in a tornado warning anymore and you have damage, pass it along to us on social media. We're still at kind of the beginning stages of this night. So this is a night you do not want to go outdoors. Look to the south here. We have all of these cells that continue to drift in from Washington down into Maryland. So again, this is where the center of what was Ida, now working up I-95. And when you get closer to the center, you have even more possible rotation. So this is a night to hunker down. Get some popcorn with Cecily and I if you like, and you're going to be with us for quite some time because we have many more of these storms to go through here, and that tornado watch is in effect until 10 o'clock. So Chris, why don't we show the tornado watch and what that means for folks? And thank you all very much for the comments. Cecily, on social media, they've been, and Chris, been saying what a tremendous job you guys have been doing to keep a lot of folks calm. And, just saying how they've been glued and watching, from the very moment that we've gone on in this tornado watch until 10 o'clock. Go ahead, Cecily.
My mic's on. Is my mic on?
It is on, yep.
Okay, we do have rotation increasing near Edgewater Park and Willingboro. Likely a new tornado developing near Willingboro.
Near Willingboro.
So we don't have a warning there yet.
Okay.
But it looks like there could be one issued momentarily.
Okay. Thank you. I do see that now from Alex over at the National Weather Service. But we do have that tornado watch in effect until 10 for everybody. You've been dealing with a lot of flooding north and west. And as we take a look at that significant tornado parameter, again, this is where you could get those EF2s or greater. It is focused more on New Jersey at this hour at 7 o'clock as everything starts to push to the north and east. And it's really not till 9 o'clock that it starts to move out of our viewing area of Burlington and Ocean County and then heads into Long Island a little bit later tonight. So again, there is going to still be the potential for those tornado warnings to pop up, and also dealing with the severe flooding across much of the area. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch into parts of Bucks County, Mercer County till 8 o'clock. There is that tornado warning until 7:15, includes Salem, and then as you head over into Burlington County, just to the west of the New Jersey Turnpike. So if you're coming in from New York on the New Jersey Turnpike, it would be on the right-hand side of Burlington County as you head towards Salem along the Pennsylvania Turnpike. As you bump from New Jersey into Pennsylvania, that until 7:15 for the possibility of a tornado. 6:59, that was that one, okay? And there you can see the signature near Burlington, 413 in Bristol, where you get a little bit of that inbound and outbound velocity on the radar. That's the competing winds in the atmosphere, called a couplet. Learning a lot of terms, I hope, out there with this as well. So this little couplet where you have the veering winds moving in different direction and the possibility of debris balls in there as well. Not seeing a lot of that at this moment in time. But again, this is showing right along 413 in Bristol and south of 13 and 513 as you go from Montgomery into lower parts of Bucks County. Levittown, you should be in the lowest levels of your home. You are not in the warning in Levittown. It stops here, but it's moving toward that direction. And if we continue to see that sort of signature on the velocity, the National Weather Service could be extending this particular tornado warning. We will find that out here in the next 10 minutes or so if there is indication of that as it moves again north and east as we put a track on this for you. Now, this is moving outside of that tornado warning. So the towns that you see on here and the times, they are not in the tornado warning, but I would like for you to go to the lowest levels of your home and seek shelter, because there is still a good signature on the radar and it's outside of the box of where the tornado warning is. So Edgeley at 7:06, Levittown at 7:10, Falls at 7:13, Trenton at 7:23, and Ewing, that is in Mercer County, at 7:27 as well here as that passes through. And again, even if it's not a tornado on the ground, there is the possibility of very strong winds, obviously, with this. And I talked about this beforehand, and if you're just joining us, the ground is so saturated that the root structures on our trees, they're no longer strong. So it doesn't take much wind to knock a tree over that could fall on a home, on power lines, or if you are on the road on a car. So we don't want you to venture out tonight because of the vast amount of flash flooding going on right now on top of the tornado issues here. We have an update. A confirmed large and destructive tornado was observed over Beverly, or 12 miles southwest of Trenton, moving northeast at 40. Again, this is a confirmed large and destructive tornado over Beverly, 12 miles southwest of Trenton, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Observed damage, catastrophic. Yeah, I see that.
So Burlington, Mercer, Bucks County, tornado warning until 7:30.
All right, so Chris, we will go back to that again. There's all that rain to this, but this is the storm we are watching. Remember where I just showed you where that tornado warning stopped, and I said if you're near Trenton, or if you're in Levittown, even though you weren't in the warning, I want you to get to the lower levels. It is true right now. It is a confirmed, large, destructive. As Cecily said, the threat is catastrophic with this particular tornado as it is moving right now over the Pennsylvania Turnpike, actually right near. Matt Palman, are you still back there?
Yes, I'm here.
What is, off the top of my head, I can't think of the bridge there when you go the Pennsylvania Turnpike from New Jersey over into Bucks County.
It's just the Turnpike Connector Bridge.
That's what it's, okay.
Yeah.
So it is right now over the Turnpike Connector Bridge, thank you, Matt, as it's moving towards Levittown. So Levittown, you are in the path of this large, confirmed, destructive tornado, possibly bringing catastrophic damage to communities in Levittown at 7:09, Trenton at 7:18, Mercerville 7:22, Lawrence at 7:25, West Windsor at 7:30. This particular warning is until 7:30. So the banner down there, thank you very much to the directors and the producers keeping up with these changing times, but that is now until 7:30 for the folks so we can give them the correct times as these are constantly changing here. So there it is. You get that little couplet that continues to lift off to the north with those towns and the times. And Chris, let's go to the correlation coefficient, which is another part of our radar to see about debris balls. And this is where it would be right along in Bristol, right along Route 13 south of Leviton, as it goes to the north and east here at roughly 40 miles an hour. So it is moving very quickly as it goes into Bucks County and almost straddling Route 13 right now. So for those folks, definitely need to remain on the lowest levels of their homes, and that continues all the way. Here's Trenton, way up there. So again, it is aiming towards Levittown, and then it is aiming towards Trenton. Trenton, that time would be closer towards that 7:20, 7:25 hour. With this possible catastrophic damaging tornado, as the National Weather Service was talking about the threat as being catastrophic, with it a confirmed tornado on the ground as it continues to lift to the north. Fallingston also in the path of this. Let's get a little bit closer between where it says Fallingston and Levittown and get some street names on here for you to get your bearings straight if you live around here. And again, I hope you're watching us from one of the 6ABC apps streaming, because that is the best way for you to stay safe and not be near your television, which many times are in rooms that have a lot of windows. You don't want to be near any windows in case debris smashes the window, and that's where a lot of folks get hurt. South Oxford Valley Road, Tullytown, what's the Falls Tullytown Road, New Falls, I believe that says road as it goes into the banner up to the north. Tyburn Road, definitely want to be in the lowest level of your home. Route 32, if you're near there, just north of Wheat Shelf. That is also in the path of this possible large and dangerous tornado as it lifts to the north. As we continue to watch this, let's widen out a little bit more, and we want to see exactly where this possible tornado is. And again, moving towards Morrisville. Here it is right there, right at the split of 95 and 13 over Levittown. That is lower Bucks County. That has a lot of communities and homes. And we've seen when this particular tornado, again, this is probably a new tornado, but it's the same storm that rode through Mullica Hill in Gloucester County and Camden County that created a lot of home damage and structures that have fallen, and there were some rescues as well from what we've seen from the National Weather Service and the storm reports. Now as this lifts off to the north and east, so new times here for you. Levittown at 7:09, which is right about now. It's right over Levittown. Falls, it's in 2 minutes or so. Trenton, you have 10 minutes to seek shelter in Trenton. Anywhere in Trenton, major city on our I-95 corridor. Lawrence at 7:28, West Windsor at 7:34 as we track this tornado that is now on the ground and confirmed, moving away from parts of South Jersey, now lifting into central and eventually into North Jersey, slicing near Ewing and Lawrence. 1:30, you are pretty far east of where this tornado is on the ground, but something to note here, folks who live in this area, again, they're probably watching us on a device, whether it's one of your iPads or your phones, but always good to give them a heads up just in case they're not watching, to tune in here as we watch this tornado on the ground as it lifts to the north. Starting to see a little bit less signature, which would be some good news here. As you note, we're not seeing as many greens. When you look at this and you see bright green and bright red right next to each other, that is when you have a very good signature on the ground. But the National Weather Service still calling this a confirmed tornado on the ground as it continues to lift off to the north. 7:10, getting some storm reports here. Damage reported near Route 130 in Willingboro and Edgewater Park, a probable tornado there. And so that was around 6:55 of the same tornado that went through that area of Willingboro near Edgewater Park, Route 130, a probable tornado with some damage reported near 130. So don't want to go anywhere near 130, and of course don't want to really go very far, or try not to go out tonight, because we still have a lot of action down to the south in Delaware, in Maryland, and Virginia that still have to spin its way through here, and that tornado watch is until 10 o'clock tonight for the possibility of more tornadoes to form. Why don't we pop out, Chris, a little bit? Yeah, we can see the radar here as well. well. Why don't we go to that 3-hour radar? That's always a good one to look at and see if we see any sort of hook. And we still do see a hook on here at the very tail end of the radar near Levittown, and now about to push right over Trenton. You hear the light, there's a lot of lightning with this as well. And typically when you take a look at a radar, I want to educate you right now with something with this. Whenever there's notches, or you have that little hook in a radar where there's a possible tornado, you get that notch right about here. Always you have the heaviest rain and the hail always north of where the tornado is. So a lot of times where the tornado is, it's not raining very heavily. There's not a lot going on with a lot of rain falling, and all that is displaced off to the north and west of the center of circulation. But there's that little hook here is where you get that spin, because you get the winds coming in, trying to puncture in that drier air, and then you get the flank on the left side here, those winds wrapping in. So you get that classic signature of a possible, or in this case, an actual tornado that is on the ground that is now heading right over Trenton in the next 6 to 7 minutes. Trenton, it was poised to push over there at 7:20. It is now 7:13:25.
Near Tullytown.
So Tullytown. Thank you very much. Cecily, do you want to rattle it off?
Is my mic open?
Yep.
At 7:12, confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado located over Tullytown right now, very close to Trenton, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour, and the tornado damage threat is considerable. So confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado near Tullytown right now, moving very quickly.
Yeah, moving at 40 miles an hour, so it is closing in Trenton right now. The update prior to this, when it talked about damage threat, it was catastrophic. Right now it is considerable, so that is just an indication that there is still a tornado, but it's not as strong as it was, and hopefully this tornado is continuing to weaken as it lifts up into Mercer County here, right near Trenton. East Ferry Road near Morrisville, that is a projected path of this tornado. South Warren Street, 206, 29. Route 33. Big Oak Road, you are west of where that possible tornado is. That is right here. Edgewater Road, you're also a little bit to the west. Prospect Heights, you are in the path of this as well, so want to seek shelter. If you're there, we have an ongoing confirmed tornado and tornado warning until 7:30 for Bucks, Mercer, as well as Burlington County, as that continues to lift off to the north. And again, we take a look at some of the velocities here, and you got those bright colors near Trenton, and you got that green there, so there is your signature. Chris, let's leave that, thank you, on there, the drawing you just did, and let's zoom in so we can see exactly the split of those roads. Well, that's gonna move, but that's okay. It's all good, that's all right, get rid of it. And we zoom in, and there it is right there, which is right over Fallingston, Falls, Levitt, and now it's north of Levittown, so it has passed through Levittown, continues to the northeast at about 40 miles an hour. Local storm report, a trained spotter, so we do have trained spotters scattered through the region that go through a rigorous course with the National Weather Service, how to measure snow, how to do this, how to do that. But we do have reported a funnel at 7:09 in Florence. Reports the funnel cloud crossing the Delaware River near Florence, and that was at 7:09 by a trained spotter. So there it is, moving over 13, about to pass over Trenton, Route 1, 32, 206, 33. Mercerville, you're a little bit farther to the east of the trajectory of this particular tornado warning and confirmed tornado on the ground. But again, this is one of those situations you want to stay in the lowest levels and don't want to disregard as well the flood risk and the flooding potential and the ongoing flooding that's going on. Let's bump out, Chris, and take a look at rainfall estimates thus far, and want to really hone in our western counties and talk about those who live in Chester County, Montgomery County, Berks County, northern parts of Bucks County, where the rainfall has just inundated this area as well, where you can see along 202 in Bucks County now closing in on 6 inches of rainfall. A lot of this rain falling at the headwaters, the beginning of the Delaware River. Also, if we go to the south and west, the beginning of the Schuylkill River, the Brandywine Creek, the Assunpink Creek near Trenton. the Christina River, also the Brandywine Creek. All of these waterways are going into flood because of the saturated ground and the additional rainfall we've seen. Let's pump out a little bit farther with these estimated rainfall rates. I want to go a little farther to the south and west to look through Chester County as well here. What's that?
Do you want rates?
No. I want how much has fallen.
Okay.
Yeah, how much has fallen. And near Coatesville and West Goshen and Pottstown 4, we've seen close to some 6-inch rainfall estimates. Sorry, I keep saying rates, but estimates in those areas as well. So again, we're dealing with flooding that is ongoing. Severe thunderstorm warning for Kent and Sussex County till 8 o'clock. So not a tornado warning, but for you in Kent and Sussex County, definitely want to continue to stay interior with a new severe thunderstorm warning down there. Again, these rainfall rates. Let's bounce back out to the tornado. That is confirmed heading towards Trenton right now with that tornado warning until 7:30 this evening. The signature has been very prevalent and observed on the velocity mode here. And again, it looks to be a little less intense, but there's still some little funny business going on right there south and west of Trenton with this tornado warning that does continue until 7:30 at the bottom of the hour here this evening. This is the only tornado warning right now in our viewing area. We've had tornado warnings since about 4:13 was our first.
That's right.
We've been on since 4:13, Cecily, this afternoon.
This is like July 29th all over again.
Yes,
It's
and I was
crazy.
home for that one, and you did a phenomenal job with Brittany. Just the team here and Chris, you guys are just really amazing to work with, and make it easy for us to educate the viewers and to warn them as to what is going on here, as well as the crews behind the scene. We can't forget them as well. But there it is, tornado warning in and around Trenton, 206, 13, 130, an additional severe thunderstorm warning till 8 o'clock north of there. Would you like to take the last 10 minutes?
I can tell
you. Can take the
you're
last
running
10
out of steam.
I just need a little drink.
So I know. It's you've been talking. After work, I'm sure you'll have a drink of something else. But yes, we do have that tornado warning that's in effect. Really, it's the Mercer County area that we're concerned about. That's until 7:30, and beyond that, there is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. But we're really focused on this tornado warning because this is a confirmed tornado. So it's a confirmed large and dangerous tornado that continues to push up to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. And you've seen how this is updated on the air because what they're doing as that tornado pushes northeast, they're starting to kind of trend back the tornado warning where the damage or where the tornado has passed. So areas that are south of that track, they're now out of that warning. So a wider view showing right now what we're looking at. I want to focus on what's going on in Trenton. So this is, so you can see what we're dealing with. We're getting the banding. So it's with a remnant low. It's almost like when we have blizzards in the winter where you get the banding of the intense precipitation. But what's different about this is we're also getting that spin. Since that low pressure is moving very close to us, we're getting that spin. And why don't we go ahead and stop it at the last one and see if we can see that classic hook echo. So when we look at the radars, all right, here we go. We can see it pretty well right here, just south of Trenton. So that's why we've been saying if you live in the Trenton area, you need to seek shelter right away because you can see with that radar signature, that's that classic hook echo. So what's going on? There's rain that's wrapping around the center of that circulation, and that's one way that you can tell that this is likely a tornado. There's also, we have the correlation coefficient, we can see that, and we also have even had some eyewitness reports of seeing some funnel clouds, and I just posted a video of tornado over Mulca Hill, and some of the videos are scary because they're pretty big wedge tornadoes. So it looks like we're likely dealing with some EF2 or possibly EF3 tornadoes tonight. So this shows the relative velocity. Looks like it's starting to unwind a little bit, so that could be good news, but it still looks like there is a little bit of a signature right now where we have the outbound and the inbound winds right next to each other, pretty good gate-to-gate shear. Now this indicates that likely is now north of Trenton, heading towards 206. I remember back on July 29th, we had a very similar situation where there was a large and extremely dangerous tornado heading towards Trenton. It lifted up before it got there, so we'll have to see if that's the case. We do have an update now?
No, we have some video.
Okay,
that
is
they wanna
this,
show of
which video?
Is
this Mulca Hill? All right,
Okay,
they need a few moments. So we have been getting some video from people on social media and sending them to the station of the actual tornadoes. And what's unusual is typically, again, in our area, we don't get the big tornadoes. We don't get those big wedge tornadoes that stay on the ground for a long time. But we've been seeing that here. All right, the tornado warning now has extended. Man, so here we go. The tornado warning now has been extended until 7:45 for Hunterdon, Mercer, and Bucks counties. Looks like it's near Ivyland right now, or 15 miles west of Trenton, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. So this is slowing down right
Cecily,
now.
It looks like we've got another one here west of Newtown Grant. It looks like there's two now. This one's Bucks.
Okay, I see this one too. Okay, here we go. This is the one till 7:30.
Which one's that?
So we have at 7:18, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado is located over Trenton, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So that continues until 7:30. And we also have a tornado warning in effect for Hunterdon, Mercer, and Bucks County until 7:45. Now, this is the one that I mentioned that's located over Ivyland. This one is moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. So again, we have some twin tornado warnings in effect. So let's look at the Ivyland one. So here it shows right now, Bucks County, you're under another tornado warning. So you've been getting hit very fast, very hard. This one's moving, I think, 25 miles an hour. So this one's moving slower. The one that's over Mercer County right now is moving faster, moving at 40 miles per hour. So again, like we've been saying all night, if you live in the area, in that polygon within those red lines, seek shelter right away. Now, on the path of the tornado, here are some of the communities. But again, if you live, hopefully you know where you live. If you live within that polygon, you need to get in your basement right away. Wrightstown, Woodhill, Moore, West Amwell. West Amwell, this is at least the second time that you've showed up on our tornado warning. And Woodsville also in the path of that storm, moving northeast at about 25 miles per hour. Again, all the storms are moving to the northeast because the way that you get the circulation around low pressure, the low pressure moving in, you get that counterclockwise circulation. So all these storms are moving northeast because the center of that low is still to the south and west of us. Chris?
I was going to say, we're getting into that same exact area that got hammered July 29th with the supercell tornadoes, if you remember. It's almost the same exact area now.
Well, and this area was already hammered by a tornado earlier today.
Yeah, oh,
so
geez.
Bucks County, we had a confirmed extremely dangerous tornado earlier today as well. So this is not a good situation. So why don't we go ahead, can we show the correlation coefficient? So let's see if we can see a debris ball with this. So this continues again, and this is an confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado right now over Ivyland right now, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. We're not seeing it here, but it doesn't mean. Let's go to the relative velocity. You can see it's pretty strong here. So this is where we have, again, the winds going in the opposite direction, which is typical when you get systems like this, remnant lows, where you get that spinning. So we do have that. Oh, we got one right here. All right, now this is the Mercer County one. Yeah. So here we go. So this is a very strong signature. So this now has pushed north of Trenton. This one is moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So we have two right now tornadoes that we're looking at. This one confirmed, this one possible, one in Mercer County, one in Bucks County, continuing to push to the northeast. The one in Mercer County is moving at 40 miles an hour. The other one's moving at 25 miles per hour. So some of the communities in the path of the Mercer County one, and that one is an extremely strong signature. We have Plainsboro, we have Rocky Hill, South Brunswick, 6 Mile Run, and Franklin, right over Route 1 right now, heading across 206. And so if you live in these communities, again, and if you live anywhere within the warning, please seek shelter right away. Let's go a little bit wider and we can maybe show both of these warnings because they kind of intersect right now. So here's the one. There we go. You We got the one here in Bucks County. This is at least the second warning for Bucks County tonight. And then we've got this other one for Mercer County. And both of these storms moving northeast. The one in Bucks County moving at 25 miles an hour. The one in Mercer County moving at 40 miles per hour. And we can see pretty good signature in Bucks County and also a very strong signature moving across Mercer County. So hopefully everyone is hunkered down right now and seeking shelter. Why don't we go ahead and also, why don't we show the radar and let's look to see.
Lapse this for a second, because
if we lapse it, maybe we can see that. No, come on.
Yeah. When you lapsed it, I was watching this one. You could almost see it wrapping around itself, like trying to strengthen when it updated. And I was curious if Chris could lapse the velocity,
and then we can see
and then you
how
can kind of see how it's progressing or strengthening or not.
What's interesting about it, just stay up here
you
with
can't,
me.
Okay.
You can't lapse it. What we're seeing a lot of tonight is that we're seeing the same tornado that holds together and is crossing multiple counties.
Long track, like a long track tornado.
Absolutely, and we saw this a lot on the 29th too. Sometimes it's the same tornado that touches down, kind of lifts up and touches back down. And we have the video of the tornado from Mullica Hill. Let's show this.
So this is from Bryce, and the credit from Bryce, and this is Prigmeyer. Yep, Bryce Prigmeyer, and you can see how that wind is inflowing into that tornado, and you can clearly see how this is wrapping itself, and that is a large tornado on the ground there as it passed through Mullica Hill. Mullica Hill seeing considerable damage to many homes and trees, and property damage.
I mean, and we're meteorologists, but we're not really tornado experts.
No.
But I would say that's at least an EF2.
I would think at least EF2. I mean, looking at some of the images, the size of the wedge where you have that coming down to the ground, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a 3. I mean, just by looking at the size of that.
All right, we do have another one from Mullica Hill. Ryan Thoden sent this one in, and wow, I mean, look at that. I mean, that's definitely a strong tornado. Yep. We've had a lot of reports of some homes damaged in the Mullica Hill area as well, and a lot of trees down. And so I've kind of lost count. I think we've had
3 or 4.
3 or 4 confirmed
today alone already.
But we've had probably close. All right, Sewell,
New Jersey.
New Jersey. We have another one too. Oh wow, look at that.
And again, it almost looks like that the wedge that comes down to the ground there, and just look how wide that is. And notice the leaves, how they're white. They're bending towards the tornado. So the tornado's almost like siphoning in winds from where this gentleman is recording, pushing into the tornado.
I mean, you can really look at the circulation. You can really see that,
and you can see debris.
And you can see the lightning as well.
Yep. So definitely debris field, being pushed in there. So 3. Thank you, everyone at home who was safe recording that, but sending that sort of stuff in just as a confirmation of how big and destructive these tornadoes were today.
And the videos are better than a snapshot, because a lot of times if you just get a picture, you can't see if there's rotation. It could be a wall cloud, but if it's not rotation. That being said, please do not put yourself at risk to send us videos. If you can do it from a safe distance, and we can see they were pretty far away. But if you see that tornado
coming toward you,
put your phone down and go in the basement.
That's it. Let's look at the latest, Chris, here with the updates. And while I look at the radar, maybe see on the iPad there if there's been any updates. Let's go back to the storm relative velocity and take a look at those notches. There was 2 of them here. There's that one. Lifting along 206 north of 295, north of West Windsor. And then here's the other one east of Buckingham. That is about to push over the border into Hunterdon County. So this one, northern Mercer, this one, northern Bucks, going into Hunterdon.
And why haven't we been doing this all night long? It makes so much more sense. We do have a report that the one in Mercer County, it's located over Lawrenceville right now.
Okay.
And it's still moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. And so the tornado warning now has been extended until 8:15.
Okay, so another 45 minutes for...
Double check with that. For the Mercer County.
The Mercer
tornado.
County one. Okay, so this has been extended till 8:15, but it's only in our viewing area probably for another 15 minutes.
It's going to be moving out of our viewing area.
That one will be moving out of our viewing area, despite it's been extended till 8:15. But we're still watching that other one to the west. But this right here is a very, what I would consider, looking at this signature, a pretty destructive tornado
It looks like
on the ground.
very
right over
strong signature.
Over Port Mercer.
You know, we also have reports of a lot of flash flooding. So Prospect Park, Mercer County right now, the call center is reporting multiple water rescues in Mercer County. And so we have a flash flood warning now for Hunterdon, Mercer, Somerset, and Bucks County until midnight. September, is it
Yes.
September 2nd?
Today's the
1st.
I don't.
Okay,
Thank you.
till
Midnight tonight.
Sorry, it's been a long day.
Thank you, Jamie, our producer, for helping us out as well here, and also getting those videos. Princeton, be up, man. Princeton, on the lowest levels of your home. This is heading right for you into downtown Princeton with this. Let's see if there's a debris ball with this on the correlation.
We do also have reports of multiple trees and wires down in Lawrenceville.
In Lawrenceville,
where they're
with
saying
this,
where that tornado looks
with this particular
likely.
area. I don't see one on here either yet. Okay.
It's just that near Port Mercer, you see.
Maybe it's a little delayed here.
It could be a little delayed or getting going, but yeah, thankfully we don't see it. But the one that was in Montgomery County today had the strongest debris ball as it passed through near Ambler and lower and central parts of Montgomery County, where there was considerable damage there as well. And that was our first confirmed tornado this afternoon.
And this one is radar indicated, but there is a very strong signature.
But there is a very strong signature, again, as it's lifting near Princeton and northern parts of Mercer County. And then we have that additional tornado warning in Bucks County, about to go into Hunterdon County. There is the Delaware River right there near 232. Don't see as strong of a signature with this on the velocity with this one.
Why don't we go ahead, Chris? You want to show the whole radar? Let's show the big picture, because I want to see what we have coming down the pike. Because these tornado warnings, these possible tornadoes, they're kind of moving out of our area. Why don't we go a lot wider?
Yeah, the 3-hour radar and go really wide.
Let's just see.
And see down to the south.
I want to see if we're going to be getting a break here a little bit.
Well, this is firing up here.
That's a strong.
That's a strong storm down there.
County, Delaware, looks like we do have a pretty active storm moving in. And there is
a severe thunderstorm warning with this one. That's until 8 o'clock. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning till 8. We'll watch that as it lifts into a favorable environment for some sort of rotation.
Okay, we do have an update. The tornado warning for Hunterdon, Mercer, and Bucks County has now been canceled.
Okay,
so let's put on. Because we had two kind of overlapping. So thinking,
Chris, why don't we go to the watches and warning one
without the radar?
Without the radar, because that will get rid of the one that. Okay, so it was
Bucks
this
County
one up here.
Okay. All right, so the all clear for Bucks County now. No tornado warning for you. You still have some severe thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms, yeah.
But so don't go outside, but you can get out of your basement. So yeah, Mercer County right now till 8:15.
Yep, we have one from Mercer County till 8:15, and then that lifts up into, I think it's Monmouth County and beyond. And that extends all the way up into North Jersey as well.
And you can see that they've cut it off now for Trenton. So Trenton now, you're in the clear. If you live in Trenton, you can get out of your basement. So it looks like that tornado has passed north and east of you.
So it's over Princeton right now. Let's go back to the velocity, because that is the best measure at this point to see where there is spin and where it's over. And there you see it right now. Oh, right the split of 27 and 206. Is where you have that possible, as they're calling it, possible rotation, and that is right over Princeton. Princeton
that's a strong signature.
Yeah, right there. And then I think this is the county border here. This is the Mercer County border.
So it's very
ready
to move out.
To the Mercer County
it won't
border.
be long, because it's moving at 40 miles an hour. So
give it another 5-10 minutes, and it could be out of Mercer County, and then we would be in the clear for our viewing area, even though that does go until 8:15. That warning till 8:15 is for North Jersey.
Yeah, so
a new one,
it should be moved. It should oh shoot, hold on. Wait. Sorry, this keeps updating.
No, it's hard. I can even look it on this computer right off the screen here.
Hold on.
Continues tornado 7:36. Continues a tornado warning.
Morris, Somerville.
Yeah, it was over Princeton at 8:15.
Northeast.
Yep, and moving northeast at 40.
So this should be moving out of Mercer County momentarily, and then we should be able to get a break for our viewing area since it's moving out. So we will not stay on the air for tornado warnings that aren't in our immediate viewing area. But for now, we still have that tornado warning for parts of Mercer County. Again, not including Trenton, but it's right over Princeton. It's kind of right over 206. It's just to the north of Route 1, moving very quickly. So it should be moving out of our area pretty quickly. What'd you say?
Middlesex. Yep, so it could be we'll be heading into Middlesex County momentarily, and then it'll be out of our particular viewing area as well. So this, not a confirmed tornado, but is definitely showing a very decent signature on the radar. And as I've been mentioning a few different times, even if it's not a tornado in this sort of environment with such a saturated soft ground, it's not going to take much wind to create some damage and uprooting some trees, especially the weak trees, because the root system right now it's not grasping onto anything in the ground because it's so mushy and wet that it doesn't take much to knock something over.
Yeah, and also the fact that the ground's saturated, that we talked about this last night, that we're seeing so much flash flooding because it just can't absorb all the water because we had so much rain.
And speaking of that, the waterways. I mean, that's another thing that many folks are going to be dealing with tonight, into the day tomorrow. The Brandywine Creek, the Assunpink Creek, the Perkiomen Creek at Graterford, the Schuylkill River, the Delaware River, all of those waterways are going into flood.
And if you live on a road that has river on its name, like you're getting some flooding right now.
Yeah,
so I know we've been focusing on
the tornadoes, obviously, but flooding is also a big part of the story here tonight. And beyond the tornado threat, the flooding is going to be ongoing as we go into the day tomorrow as well, and
possibly into Friday when we're talking about the river flooding.
For the Delaware River, especially Friday, is going to. But thankfully, for folks who have been watching us, and we haven't talked about what's up and coming weather-wise. Starting tomorrow, right through the holiday weekend, it is sunny, low humidity, it is dry. We have quiet weather.
We're not all about bad news.
No.
Right?
So after tonight, we're in the clear weather-wise right through the weekend, going into early next week. But we continue to watch the storm. Let's go to the 3-hour radar and take a look at the
I'm not getting
reflectivity.
This. I'm not getting.
Is it not connected?
Working. So.
Here, I'll look at this one right here.
The iPad all of a sudden is not functioning very well.
Yeah, let's show the.
We still have that tornado warning for parts of Mercer County. It looks like we do have a possible tornado over Princeton right now. So yeah, they're trimming back. So it's north central Mercer County right now until 8:15, but that includes Middlesex County. This shows you right now what we're talking about as far as the radar. So you can see it's pushed now north of Trenton, and we are seeing a little bit of that hook. So that is a signature that could in fact be a tornado. Lots of lightning strikes, lots of rain. We have numerous reports of water rescues out there, flash flooding. So this is definitely a night where hopefully you are safe at home, you're hunkered down. This is the radar site, and this looks like we do have right here. Looks like a pretty good. I've seen stronger ones, but there is a bit of a hook echo. We have some video.
We have flooding video from East Goshen.
Okay, let's go ahead and show that.
East Goshen.
Oh, this is working.
This is from Patrick McKenna. As you can see, again, all that Cornwallis Drive. Cornwallis Drive here in East Goshen, which East Goshen, when I looked at the rainfall estimates early on, it was like over 6 inches of rain in that part of Chester County. And you can see that is called runoff. Basically, the ground is so saturated it can't absorb all of this rain or that intense rain, so it just kind of runs off with the terrain. It follows, where the terrain goes lower. And you never want to drive through a situation like this because as it goes over a road. Okay, so we have another tornado video over Mullica Hill.
Wow, look at that.
Dale Daughtry.
So the Mullica Hill tornado, this is one of the ones that was confirmed. It
is.
And now the tornado warning, you can watch this video and I'll just tell you about this. The tornado warning that's for Mercer County right now looks like, a confirmed tornado was located over Rocky Hill, or 12 miles southwest of New Brunswick. This is moving northeast at 40 miles per hour.
So this is now a confirmed tornado.
This is a radar confirmed tornado.
Radar confirmed.
So over Rocky Hill, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So why don't we go ahead and go to the relative velocity? So let's try to see, because tracking it.
That way, there it is, Rocky Hill, right here.
That's Middlesex.
That's Middlesex County.
All right, so that's out of our viewing area.
So it's now out of our viewing area. So this tornado, possible tornado, has now moved out of our viewing area in Mercer County and now in Middlesex
So
County.
right now we have no tornado warnings, but we
Yep,
still
I'm gonna
have the
double check right
tornado
here.
watch in effect. So
Yep.
I think maybe we should go back to programming.
Yes.
And so things are clear for now.
Okay, so we
and-
are going to, yeah.
All right,
Hold on one
they're
second.
getting ready.
We're getting word in our ear where we're going with
We're
this.
not going anywhere. We're staying here with Chris.
Yes.
We're monitoring the radar. We will break into programming if we have more tornado
Another tornado
warnings.
warning issued.
Hoping we don't. Hoping things
Right.
settle down tonight. And of course, flash flooding, and then the flooding for the next few days.
Ongoing for the next
So-
2 days on top of it all. So.
But the weather's going to be nicer.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're going to go to one more video
Mullica
from
Hill.
Mullica Hill, the tornado that we got in from a viewer here. As you can see from Matt and Diana Silver, showing that Mullica Hill tornado in a distance. Wallace Drive here, taking a look at it in the far distance as they are watching this tornado.
Ellis Mill Road.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. A correction, Ellis Mill Road. So again, for those folks that endured this Mullica Hill tornado, one of the confirmed tornadoes today, in addition to a few others, one in Montgomery County, created significant and widespread damage to many communities, and we're at the very beginning stages of cleaning up. So we'll be around this evening, tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight for the entire area, so we're not in the clear for a couple more hours, and Cecily and I are here.
We'll have a full report on Action News at 11. Stay safe, my friends.